Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. I'm Santi, that's Sancho. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We're on the road to Madison Square Garden. It feels like the buzz is in the air, Sancho. Before we fully jump into our topic, Sancho, I wanted to kind of gauge your temperature here because a couple of weeks ago, always want to gauge you. A couple of weeks ago, you said this Mania was dead in the water. You did. I'm not clowning you for it. You said this Mania was dead, that you were not interested in this Mania. I'm curious, since the last couple of weeks, since the Randy Orton heel turn, since the further developments in the Bloodline, since Femi and Brock Lesnar, we've had more matches be announced. What is your current feelings going into this Mania? Because people are still in the comments saying, and Sancho said this Mania was dead. So I want to give you the floor to either double down or maybe give us some thoughts on how things have evolved for you.
It's like I'm playing blackjack and I go, double down. No, this is not what I said. It's like some people don't understand what I'm trying to say. I said, like, for them to build up that 19% to find that gap, to turn that all around, I said, like, the build for that is dead. Like, the state of that is dead. You know what I mean? Like, the Mania story of what they're trying to tell, where we were at the time. Where were we at the time, Santi? What was happening?
I don't really remember. I think it was Elimination Chamber had just ended.
Right. A Chamber ended, and it was the idea of Cody looming. Remember that was the cloud that was hanging over us. Is like, oh my God, are they going to give the belt to Cody? And the idea for me was like, we were talking about the panic button. What was the idea of this panic button that the WWE was going to press? What were they going to do to turn it around? And for me, when I was feeling like this WrestleMania, and I said not dead, I said it was a wash.
That somehow is worse. Is a wash.
No, it's a wash, meaning that I felt at the time that where the WWE's trajectory was going, where they were so focused on how can we make up this 19%, wasn't the right way to approach it. And as time goes on, when I am realizing that the WWE has done and has really should focus on as time going forward, is that they should trust their performers and trust their superstars a little bit more. Like, lean into the talent that you have and lean into the abilities that, I think I figured it out. I was talking about the main card was so top heavy that we were forgetting about the rest of the Mania card. And I feel that the WWE has done a great job, especially Smackdown, focus on the rest of that card. Because remember, don't forget, you and I were in the same boat. We were talking about the Thanksgiving dinner. We were talking about the ham. We were talking about the turkey. And we were like, where's all the other fixings to bring it about? And so, yeah, don't put me alone in this boat. You
I said I was not in the same boat as you.
You were like, I don't smell the kitchen. The turkey doesn't smell right. You were just sitting there.
I didn't call it a wash.
No. You said
I didn't call it a wash.
There was no main dish. There was no story. And you were like, well, last year we had John Cena being a heel. That was the main thing that brought us to the table. And then in WrestleMania 40, we had Cody Rhodes trying to finish the story. Look at this guy.
Look at this guy. I literally give him the opportunity to explain himself, and he's like, "Nah, you did it too."
Together. We're together.
I'm not in this with you.
I'm like Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu. I'm pulling you down with me. I'm gonna pull you down with me. So I asked you, Sandy, WrestleMania 42. What is the dish that is bringing us to the table, brother?
By the way, classic Sancho. You ask him a question, classic political Sancho, just like in the Femi conversation. Ask him a simple ass question, and he cannot answer it. He cannot just answer a question. You didn't answer anything. You didn't answer anything at all.
I said the temperature for me is I'm happy that the WWE has put the onus, put some power back into the superstars rather than scheming about how we're going to come up with this 19%, rather than focusing on the numbers. Just focus on the talent that you have, and you're going to be able to turn things around. Now, let's not get it twisted. They've done a lot of sales. They've done a lot of different things to be able to make up that difference. but I'm excited that they put the power back into the superstars.
Brother, run for office. Run for office. You say so much with saying nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just say, yeah, I think I'm more excited about WrestleMania now. Or no, I'm doubling down. What a simple question that I asked that Sancho just cannot answer.
Would I make multiple videos more so than I ever have in my wrestling YouTube channel, Sancho West Wrestling, if I wasn't excited, Santi?
Just say so. Just say so. Go drink your cup of noodle, whatever it is that you're drinking right now. I'm going to answer your question. What I think is the meat, the turkey. This is interesting, Sancho, because I still don't see Roman and Cody and Randy, or Roman and Punk as like turkey. Like, this is what I'm showing up for. It's fascinating because I think this year I'm showing up for almost like the post dinner. What's going to happen because of Randy versus Cody?
Dessert?
Yeah. Am I tuning in for a potential double turn? What am I tuning in for Roman and Punk? Am I tuning in for the Bloodline reunion, for The Rock to show up? You see what I mean? Like, I'm more excited about the prospect of things that can happen within the match than I am currently for the current builds of the match. Mind you, we're recording this and there's still about 4 episodes of Raws and Smackdowns left to fill in those gaps. But right now, my excitement for the main events or for the things that could happen as a byproduct of the matches.
Okay, now for me, was I wrong to feel that it was a wash?
Yes,
at the time.
Yeah, because you made
what do you mean?
You called it a wash like friggin' 6 months before the show even started.
I called it after Chamber. I don't think anything at Chamber got me excited for Mania.
Oh no, that's fair. I would echo that. I don't think anything at Chamber was like I don't
think anything at Rumble got me excited for Mania either. And those are the 2 catalysts, pay-per-views, PLEs, whatever you want to call it. Those are part of the big 4. Well, Chamber is like 5-ish, 6-ish with and Money in the Bank. But those are the big needle movers, story point, milestone, launch pad, whatever you want to call it, chapter closing into like PLEs these days don't get me excited for main event WrestleMania. What's getting me excited is the weekly television that they're actually doing some great story beats and there's a lot of nuance behind it. But did Oba Brock excitement happen at Rumble?
At Rumble?
Yeah,
no.
Rumble.
At Rumble, no, but it started the conversation of what people wanted.
Did Randy and Cody get excited at Chamber?
At Chamber? Kinda.
Did Roman and CM Punk kind of got as excited with Roman winning the Royal Rumble?
I mean, the next day they cut like a fantastic promo, so yes.
Yeah, but I said at Rumble.
I mean, what do you want to happen? Like, you want CM Punk to go out there and cut a promo with each other right after the Rumble?
Royal Rumble and Chamber to be great.
I don't know. All I'm saying is that I think this is a sneaky WrestleMania build, that I'm enjoying the build to everything that they're building, but I will continue to echo the Thanksgiving analogy that we've done, where like I'm kind of like tuning in for everything except the turkey right now. I don't think
the football game.
Yeah. This the main events have me intrigued. Have me intrigued not for the match or even the build right now. They have me intrigued for the byproducts of what could happen from the matches.
Is that a WWE thing, though?
I mean, I think it almost is by design. If you look at Roman and Punk, and we'll talk more about it here on the show, it almost feels like it is entirely leaning. It's like they've chosen, for some reason or another, for better or for worse, to not lean in on their past and get personal. It's like they were going that route and they're like, we're going to go down the route of the bloodline and bloodline narrative and drama with Jey Uso. Is he the tribal chief? Is he commanding Roman? Is The Rock going to come back? We're putting him in the back of shots involving the bloodline. It's very clear that it seems very intentional that they want you to tune in for things that could happen as a byproduct of the bloodline narrative, as opposed to tune in because of the relationship between Punk and Roman Reigns. That's my current interpretation and the reason I'm excited for that match, which again, it goes to what I was saying. I think the excitement of that match will be once the match ends and what happens at the ending of it.
But you can't have 2 the same type of personal stories on 2 sides of the coin. because that's what you're going to get with Randy and Cody. You're going to get that personal story.
Hopefully.
You're going to get their past. I mean, you're not going to get Ted DiBiase Jr., but
why
you're
can't
going to get
both? Why can't they both be
because
personal
it's the same
stories?
kind of flavor. It's the same kind of flavor. Like, why can't we have a world building Bloodline CM Punk building out to the possible The Rock? And I'm not talking about match involvement, but it grows out and expands to that much. And then you have something small and intimate like Randy and Cody. Like, why can't we have? It's like we're the same kind of restaurant, but at one point we have this big commercial factory, another one we have a small intimate space between the two. Little flavors. Flavor profiles.
Well, I would think that the flavor profiles, that's our undercard and all of the different things that we can have in the undercard. Listen, I'm not even saying that you're wrong. I'm just asking why they can't both be personal blood feuds. I think they absolutely could have been. Heck, they started as such. That's how they were initially leaning towards Roman and Punk, and they moved away from that to just becoming, all right, who's going to masterfully rage bait each other, which I just don't find as interesting as it could have been had they gotten a lot more personal and focused on their relationship with one another.
I'm on that coin. I'm enjoying the mind games between the two because I do feel that there is a purpose behind it.
Okay,
it's a purpose that will lead to greater jumping points or branching routes or whatever you want to call it. That I think it would lead to greater things for both CM Punk and Roman, rather than having it just be a personal feud. If you bring in multiple of these facets and attributes, if you bring in characters like Jay, Jimmy, even Rock, even he's an ominous type of figure, you could do greater things with it than just, hey, this is a feud between CM Punk and Roman. Because can CM Punk and Roman deliver an action-packed fight in a ring that's exciting with false finishes left and right? No, because we all know it's going to be a Roman-type match where it's going to be slow at the beginning, shenanigans in the second half, and who's going to withstand the shenanigans? I'm excited for that reason, and I think that's where we were at here. I'm excited for the possibilities. Like, there's a lot of open space to play with Roman and CM Punk, whereas I think you looking for a more conclusive, more definitive ending between those two?
I wouldn't mind that, because we're talking about a part-time Roman Reigns, right? So to not do something definitive means that we then need to run it back, but then we wouldn't be able to run it back for half a year when Roman decides to show up. If I had more confidence, that's like, okay, at Backlash, we could actually get the follow-up to that, then yeah, I'd be a lot more open to the idea of it being an open-ended saga, right? That could give us the next spot, but I don't see that from Roman and Punk. I see it far more with Randy and Cody.
Okay, can I help you with the Roman and Punk thing?
Go ahead, because right now what I'm seeing is, hey, you're old, and then the next week I'm gonna spend 10 minutes telling you why it didn't hurt my feelings that I'm old. That was the most insecure sounding promo from CM Punk that I've ever heard. Being old is great. Am I right, fellas? Oh, look at us being old and cool. Hey, this hockey player that most of you don't even know anything about, he's old. That dude, he's old and he was cool.
Okay, young Padawan, coming from the older guy here. Let me break it down to you. This is the mind games that they're playing, okay? Roman's already told CM Punk, there's nothing you can do that you can phase me, right? You can't get to me about the dead dad thing. And I know I made a video about this, and I know you watched this part, but let me break it down a little bit faster. So essentially, CM Punk knows that what's Roman's weakness. If CM Punk said, my job is to get in the head of my opponents to able to help me win, that's what I've always been doing, that's why you cheer for me. He knows that Roman Reigns' weakness is his family. That's the one weakness that he has, and the bloodline will be the thing that will slowly rip apart Roman Reigns from the inside, because the things are different. Jey Uso's not just a soldier. Jimmy's not a soldier. They're both now have their own type of personalities, and they're slowly growing out. Even Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns is not at his optimal strength. He's already been told that you're alone. There's no one behind you. There's no one beside you, and that in fact, at the end of the day, you're gonna get buried in the dirt with your dead dad. That is what CM Punk is trying to tell Roman. The mind games is like, you can't do anything. And in fact, any bloodline member can't do anything without someone else, their backup. So that's going to make Roman go, hey, I don't want Jimmy and Jay's help. right? He's already said that to Roman, said that to Jimmy. He goes, Roman says, respectfully, get out of my ring, which we love to. Come on, brother. I love that bloodline drama, that stuff that always works for me when Roman tries to put his family in place. And then now Jimmy and Jay, Jimmy's his brother's keeper, like I said, and he's the protector of all the family, and he tries to keep the peace. But Jay now is unhinged, right? Unhinged Jay Uso, warpath Jay Uso is what Jimmy said.
For the third time in the last 12 months. Hopefully
Correct.
they actually do something with it this time.
Because 9 months ago, I said that it'd be great if Jay Uso took over as a tribal chief because, more importantly, he's there all the time.
Exactly,
and that would be fine if you want to keep the bloodline blood going. You want that story pumping. So the difference is this time around, Roman, again, ripped apart by his family, trying to be like, because there's a way, Santi, that at the end of the day, Roman Reigns could maintain the babyface status, believe it or not. At the end of Mania, you said, what are you going to look forward to after post-match? The end of Mania, Roman Reigns could still be a babyface. And how we get there is this. So Jey Uso tells Roman, you know what you have to do. The job as the tribal chief that was bestowed to him by the elders is to take care of his family, right? You need to take care of business. Roman didn't want to do that. He was like, I don't want to put my hands on CM Punk because Roman knows it's a mind game. Roman's like, all right, I got this. I don't want to be tricked by CM Punk. I don't want to fall for his trap. But because his family pushes him to keep the family honor and keeps pushing him, Jay pushed him. And Roman had no choice but to deliver. He snaps into it and takes out CM Punk, powerbomb him, and CM Punk laughs it off like the Joker, saying like, I got you this whole time. I tricked you. I now know I'm in your head and I understand your weakness. It has been confirmed that the bloodline's your weakness. So now Roman post could go, hey, man, Jimmy and Jay, stay out of my business. Jay, you're not in my ear. You're not my tribal chief. I'm the tribal chief. Listen to me, right? And then now we have friction between Jay and Roman on a higher level. How does Roman become a babyface at the end of the day? All this is happening, and guess who's watching as the man in the sky, the overseer, the ominous final boss, watching all this go down from his Moana live trailer, which I dug. All right, I like Moana. I'm excited. So we get to that point of now the final boss is hearing all these rumblings of CM Punk. A little peon is messing around with down there, and he has to come down to earth to see what's going on. Dude, the past kind of relationship of Roman and Rock always fascinated me. And Rock definitely is the big brother to Roman, and he little brothers Roman when he first showed back up as the final boss. And now it went from, oh, these are the Bloodline segments. No, these are the Rock segments, and we're just here to enjoy the ride. And then we had that great moment of Rock was about to cut his promo. If you smell, and then Roman stops him. You're like, oh shit, here we go. This is different. And then Rock ends up acknowledging Roman. So Rock could come down and be like, what's wrong with you? You can't handle CM Punk? What's your deal? And so if CM Punk ends up beating Roman at Mania, one-on-one, mano-a-mano, disrespecting the family, the bloodline, doesn't uphold his end of the deal, who could show up and say, hey, you're no longer the tribal chief because you didn't beat CM Punk, who disrespected our family, who went to your face and disrespected Jimmy, Jay, and you still lost at Mania? Who could do that? Who could show up when Roman's beaten down? The Rock. And now we're on our way to Rock and Roman in the next Mania, right?
Exactly. Okay. I want to stop you here for a second.
Hold on. It's just good because it's a part-time attraction that could eventually grow and build in the background and then ramp up when Mania starts. Okay. So that's the way, if you have a part-timer, have him go up against a part-timer and bring him The Rock.
Okay. I was bored by 90% of what you said, not your delivery or anything. I'm talking like the story. I'm like, this is just not interesting until you said The Rock. And that goes to what my initial problem was that I mentioned, which was, I'm excited for this. I am. I know I'm sounding really critical, but like I'm critical of the things that I love.
Me too.
My excitement of this still hinges on the thing that could happen right now. The excitement of this almost hinges after WrestleMania. What does Jay look like after WrestleMania? Because he's the one that's there full time. When Roman's gone, are we going to see Tribal Chief Jey Uso? Are we going to set up The Rock versus Roman after WrestleMania? And that's great. I'm on board to get excited for post WrestleMania stuff. And I don't want to say the dreaded name of WrestleMania 27, but I will. But unfortunately, that's very WrestleMania 27-ish, where like I'm not excited at all for The Miz and John Cena, but I'm excited about what The Rock might do and create post WrestleMania, which created once in a lifetime one of the most iconic WrestleMania builds of all time.
Voices in the air.
Right? Whoa, that was so good. We might get hit with copyright. But no one was excited for The Miz and John Cena, right? People were excited for the prospect of what could happen at the show with The Rock and John Cena. This is not on the same level as that, like, because I am still very much excited for Roman and Punk. I think my concern as a fan is, wow, is the big excitement of this really the post-Mania implications as opposed to the actual main event of the show? That's all I'm kind of like poking at. Like, okay, if that's the case, fine, but then the post-WrestleMania stuff better be freaking incredible. You see where I'm coming from?
I see what you're coming from. I am excited as well. And I said in the video that I made is that every character is slotted into where they belong, and I think everyone is performing optimally right now. And when you have it's like a chemistry formula, it's like all the ingredients are there for a potential banger of a match. CM Punk's at his best when he's going up against the powerhouse authority, and the Bloodline is the authority because they have The Rock in their corner, in their back pocket. And I know you may be listening or watching saying, I'm annoyed with these guys talking about the prospect of The Rock. He's not coming back. He didn't come back last year. I think The Rock didn't come back last year is because the whole Travis Scott thing fizzled. Like, if Travis Scott and if The Rock, if you are a professional wrestler and it's in your lifeblood and you saw Travis Scott and you're like, okay, you're telling me creative wants me to have a match with Travis Scott and a tag match, whatever, and I'm going to be in Travis Scott, I'm going to be his tag team partner, and I look at Travis Scott and immediately go, this guy doesn't have it, or doesn't have the,
or doesn't care,
right?
I think it's
doesn't
more
have
that,
the passion is the word I was looking for. Doesn't have the passion. I'm not tying myself to this boat. I'm out. Sorry, Rock. Sorry, Cena. Sorry, Cody. The Rock ain't going to play, which sucks, right? Which really does suck. But if The Rock, who's always wanted Roman at Mania, he wanted this a long time. If the WWE is like, we could give you Roman at Mania, but you have to commit to these certain steps. And if the certain steps only involved him appearing at Mania and then not appearing till WrestleMania season next season, I think he could commit to that. Bottom line, just to wrap this, like to put a bow on it, CM Punk, Jimmy, Jay, and Roman are all capable of carrying this to Mania on their own. But if they threw in a little spice, it couldn't even be a social post from The Rock talking about CM Punk, or just The Rock in an interview saying, Phil better watch out. Just like that. That's enough to add this to a whole new layer of, ooh, there's much more to this. And that's what gets me excited. Now, Randy and Cody on the other end, I think we're just getting started with that. And I am excited for that potential in terms of a personal story.
Yes.
But I feel that one has a lot more landmines. It is not as clear as CM Punk and Roman, where they're both either you like CM Punk or you like Roman. This one's tough, man. You're gonna have to navigate this one a lot easier, a lot more expertly when it comes to Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton.
We'll get there in just a second, but folks, welcome to the Wrestling is Cool podcast, the coolest podcast on the planet. Don't forget that you can get this episode 3 days earlier over on patreon.com/SantiZap. Not only will you get the podcast 3 days early, but you will get the Raw reviews, Smackdown reviews, PLE reviews, all with footage so you can see what it is that we're talking about. Currently ongoing series. Sancho is watching and ranking every single Elimination Chamber. I'm currently watching and ranking every single NXT TakeOver main event. And of course, the weekly match clubs that you get to vote for as well. There are thousands of hours worth of content available right now to you over on the Patreon for just $5, which gets you access to everything. Our content is not tiered. $5 not only gets you in the door, but gets you all of the content. You can, of course, become a $15 patron if you want to be one of the producers of the show, to have your name read out at the end. And, of course, join us for our monthly movie nights as well. We did The Scorpion King 2 weekends ago, and that was a tremendous amount of fun. So come hang out with us. Patreon.com/SantiZap. I think you're going to get your money's worth, especially during this season, folks.
And at least follow the Patreon. Financially, you may not be able to commit, but we encourage you to follow because You never know why it might be coming down that Patreon pipeline.
We're going to do something for the free people, essentially. So just follow.
Why you guys? I'm trying to be like nuanced with it. Like,
I don't know. No nuance in social media. Follow because it's going to be worth it. All right. We're going to do something. So follow.
By the way, this is my latest pickup. Check it out.
What is it?
Have you seen it? Check it out. You seen this movie, The Haunting? Yeah, dude. Catherine Zeta-Jones, Liam Neeson, Owen Wilson inside that big house. That was a good movie, dude.
VHS?
VHS, yes, nice. Brother, yes.
Dude, have you gotten like pay-per-view VHSs yet?
Oh, no, like the WWE? I thought about it. There was a guy, there's a place in Texas here, and he has like an abandoned, not abandoned, but it feels like an abandoned video store. We're talking about, it's his collection, but just imagine someone's collection at the size of a video store.
Right.
But like stacks of videos just everywhere, right? It is a hoarder's paradise. Anyway, I saw his collection, and in there is like a whole 2 video shelf stores of WWE PLE stuff, like SummerSlam, WWF, WrestleMania. I'm like,
SummerSlam 92.
Oh, the best of all time. I want it, but this guy, since I said, even though it's in a brick and mortar store, it's his collection and he's going to charge top dollar. I will not tell you how much I spent on Masters of the Universe on VHS, but I freaking wanted it. But he goes to the internet, finds comps, and you're like, you know what I mean? You just know when he's like, there's no price on it. And he's like, hey, just bring it up to me. I'll tell you how much it is. Like, damn, man. Don't hurt me, brother. But yeah, dude, there was a lot of them. And I kind of want that because it would feel nice to have in the back.
Yeah, man. You know? I found one of, some of you guys know that I collect GameCube games. This week, I found one of the Holy Grails. And I was mad I found it because like, okay, now I have to spend.
Didn't you just clear out your stuff?
Not my GameCube collection.
Okay.
Yeah, WWE memorabilia, but like not my GameCube collection. I found one of the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. It is a very, very expensive game, unfortunately.
Fire Emblem
Path of Radiance, and it's cheap right now because it's now appeared on like the Switch 2 GameCube store digitally, but it's still a nasty, expensive game, unfortunately. Path of Radiance. Path of Radiance.
Path of Radiance on GameCube.
On GameCube, yeah. Yeah, I'm curious what it is American. Okay, I got it complete in box.
All right, complete in box. You're talking north of $200?
Yeah, for that one game, man.
Let me see price. That's not bad. I spend like that much on a game.
Yeah, but like it's a game I'm probably not gonna play. Just wanted it for the GameCube collection. Maybe eventually I will play it, but if I play it, I'll probably play it on the Switch too, just so I can have like digital saves and stuff.
Are you trying to get a complete GameCube collection?
I'm trying, yeah. Yeah,
that's a tough one to get a complete.
I know. It's years. It's gonna be years of collecting, but yeah, okay, slowly but surely.
Not bad. According to price charts, $222. Not bad. I mean, the thing about it, the box itself, $56 just for the cart.
Dude, the box that I have is pristine. They never played this thing. It was.
Are you gonna grade it?
I should get it graded, but then it doesn't look good in my collection. You know what I mean? Because
I don't know, dude. Graded price $619.
Maybe I should. I'm not in it for the price. I'm not here to make money. I am here for the collection.
You can put it around your neck, and then whenever you debut,
big ass GameCube.
Yeah, dude. Whatever you debut, come on, dude. You know you're next. Wait, no, you tried. Look, I get what you're trying to do.
What am I trying to do?
For the people wrestling is cool. Santi tried to put me in the hot seat right away. You know what he does. This man, when he puts me in the hot seat, that means one thing and one thing only. I've known this man for years. Hell, I hang out with him every Tuesday as much as longer than my wife and kids.
My wife.
You are afraid, sir. You are scared. You are fearful. You got sweat between the crack of your ass because there's one man, 2 words, Jelly Roll is about to jump off the top rope this Friday. You thought you had time. You sat there like, oh, wow, he has a tour with Post Malone. There's no way he's going to appear at Mania. Whoop, lo and behold, Jelly Roll pops up, not only on WWE, but in TNA with AJ Friends. You're like, oh my God, AJ's going to put me in too as well. Then you start sweating. Then lo and behold, Jelly Roll comes out and tries to help out Randy Orton. You're like, come on, Randy, you and I, man, I'm not trying to talk to you, the wrestler. I'm trying to talk to you, the husband, love. And you're like, oh no, here it comes. You start sweating. And then what do they do, Zadi, the WWE? They put it, Get Wilson and Jelly Roll in the ring together to do a poetry slam segment. And then Jelly Roll goes, oh, just go ahead and ask your mom because I put my belt on her back. And then here we are, Jelly Roll versus Kit Wilson this Friday. Up on the rooftop, Jelly Roll climbs, jumping off the top rope into the splash. In comes Santi with the bottle of oil. Squirt, squirt, squirt. What kind of oil you got? Coconut, synthetic, or are you gonna go all natural, brother? I tell me the truth right now. Have you oiled up to practice? Come on, I know you have.
I have not done a stunt oil up practice. No, I haven't.
Yes, you have. You
why?
In the mirror. You're like, hold on. Am I gonna do it like this? Am I gonna do it like that?
Is it gonna be a circular motion? Is it gonna be horizontal, side to side?
Are you gonna do the? You should just recreate the Big E gif. You know that? Just like,
that's exactly what I'm picturing. The Big E gif.
Yes.
Except I'm nowhere near as in shape as Big E. Listen, this is my plea, my message in a bottle. And I don't think it's impossible because of the very clear, hey, I'm the angel on your shoulder of Randy Orton. Randy, please punt the fuck out of Jelly Roll before the match. Before the match, please punt that man into the sky. Please. I don't think it's off the table that could happen even before the match to write off Jelly for a while. Randy, please punt Jelly Roll. It's the next thing. They set up Jelly Roll to be the sacrificial lamb. The Randy, you're a husband. You're such a good guy. This, that, and the other. Punt him. Punt that man and save me, Randy. Punt that man and save me from this oiling. Here's the thing. Even if he doesn't get punted, I still don't think it happens on Smackdown because I do think that there is a bigger match in play here, whether it's WrestleMania or maybe a further PLE. I think he's going to save the jumping off the top rope for a bigger show. It can't be on SmackDown, Jelly. Please don't. If you're going to make me oil up, do it on a paid show. Do it on a paid show where then I can talk about it in the Patreon review for the PLE and at least make a couple dollars here or there. Jelly, don't do this on an episode of SmackDown. Please, for the love.
And I'm going to review it?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't even review the SmackDown on the Patreon. Please, Randy, punt Jelly Roll for me, your dog. You follow me on Twitter, Randy. I know you watch this show.
What? Tweet him right now. Don't be a punk. Tweet him right now. @Randy Orton, please, for the love of God.
I'm literally going to tweet that right now.
Do it.
All right, I'm doing it. Now that you can see, because you're still blocked on Twitter, chump. Hey, at Randy Orton. Please punt at Jelly Roll before his match this Friday.
You're like Roman Reigns holding up to the camera. This is your call. Please, Randy. You're the voice in his head.
That's it. Man. Yeah, the calls have been with me. Well, let's talk about that. Do you like the theory that he's just this is Fight Club and he's just talking to himself?
Yeah, we talked about last week. If they have the cinematic gall to pull that off, I mean, they totally can. It could be just as simple as someone picks up the phone and be like, "There's no one there." Or, R-Truth saying like he's talking in, there's no one on the other line. Sure, why not? At least make it different because Rainey, clear as day, has really no real motivation in turning heel except that this is how I win championships. So if you want to add a little layer to it, sure. We've already tried to see it with Bayley, and Bayley didn't work out. And I called that, like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, this whole mind shift, split, whatever is going to happen is not going to work for Bayley because the WWE doesn't have the attention span and the patience to pull it off organically to where it doesn't feel like it's all slapstick, where it's not like Goldust and Tourette's. But with Randy Orton, I think they are patient enough to do it. And I think that they are willing to see what Randy could do, because as you can see, Randy, who cut a promo on SmackDown, he went into that dark place that you saw in the documentary where he's like turning all red and everything. He's like, yeah, there it is, the intensity. And it's so funny to me that when Randy Orton's doing his crazy beating up Matt Cardona, calling him a mark-ass stooge and an indie nerd, that they edited everything out of all the cheers that we gave Randy Orton. Like I kid you not, Santi. I might be crazy. I don't know if you were paying attention during the vignette, because sometimes I tune out vignettes in terms of I'm not like watching intently. I just have it on just to listen to. But I think they piped in boos for Randy Orton.
Oh, 1,000,000%. On the Monday Night Raw like recap that they did, those were 1,000,000% piped in boos. There was not a soul booing. Dude, that brings up a really interesting point, and I think you kind of alluded to it when you said, there's some landmines here that they could step on, and I do want to explore a couple of those. One of the, there's some landmines that people can't see, but then there's a landmine that is, dog, this isn't a landmine, this is an intergalactic missile that's coming towards Cody Rhodes right now that I can see from light years away, that I have no idea how WWE is going to stop. What in the world are you going to do with Cody and Randy in St. Louis? Because that is the SmackDown a couple of weeks before WrestleMania. That could set the pace for what the go-home crowd is going to feel about Cody, and then the WrestleMania crowd is going to feel about Cody. That St. Louis show to me feels like such a trap for this main event and for what WWE wants to do with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. North Carolina, they just chose to not boo Randy, and I don't think that the next crowd, and I think it's Pittsburgh, I don't think they're going to boo Randy either. If they can't find a way to get Randy to get booed before St. Louis is going to ruin any plans of having Randy be the evil, maniacal bad guy that gets booed by crowds. They need to find something between now and the April 3rd show, which is literally just the Pittsburgh show. If they cannot figure it out in Pittsburgh, the St. Louis crowd will dictate the pace of the crowds moving forward for WrestleMania, and they will be, mark my words, all pro Randy Orton, for better or for worse. Sancho, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That could create a really, really fun atmosphere. It's not the worst to have the babyface be the most hated guy in the building. We saw it with Rock and Hogan, right? Like, that was nostalgia took over, and this could be a situation here as well where the nostalgia of Randy Orton is just too powerful, too strong, and people want to see Randy Orton win 15. Maybe that's going to be the case, and it can still create something special, but more often than not, when the dynamics are this off with a babyface and a heel, it doesn't lead to great things. I do think we're dealing with performers that can make it great, but I'm just saying, historically, it doesn't end very well or very satisfactory for the fans.
I see what you're saying, but I think we're discounting the magic of Cody Rhodes. And I know that may feel like I'm a Cody lover, I'm a Cody crybaby.
No, I know what you're talking about. He has the ability to win crowds over at this time of the year.
Oh, yeah. He could walk into the Lions Den and be like, I know, so St. Louis, what do you want to talk about? He could do that. And I know
you really have to give him the lisp on both S's in St. Louis. St. Louis.
They're going to boo him like a lot. And he's like, yeah, I know you want to boo me. I know Randy's your favorite and he's your hometown guy. He could lean into that. And he does such a good job of absorbing boos and then getting cheers out the door. I mean, I know in London he took the easy route and be like, well, what if we had a Mania here? And then we're like, yeah, we love you, Cody. So we'll see what they do, but I am in belief that the WWE does trust Cody to turn that around, and I think they'll send his ass out there right off the rip in SmackDown. I think if they were to do that, that'd be huge for Cody. If Cody has to go out first, you know what I'm saying? You can't let Randy go out first because Randy will then get all those cheers and those acceptance, and then how can you come back from that? Whereas the other way, you have people go like, oh, I sympathize for Cody.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, that Cody has that ability. I also was very optimistic and was telling people, hey, like, give Randy the benefit of the doubt. He's one of the greatest heels in this business. He can get people to hate him.
Sure.
And then he wasn't able to in this episode. And he tried. He really did try.
Oh, yeah.
Which that's to me one of the canary in the coal mines. We haven't used that analogy in a while. We used to be killing canaries in coal mines all the time here, Sancho, on the Wrestling is Cool podcast. But I do think it's time to bring out the canary in the coal mine, because Randy is very good at being a heel. He is a professional heel for hire in the WWE, and he was not able to get a single boo from that crowd. And here's the thing, Sancho, WWE showed their hand. They showed their hand that they want him to get booed by giving us the piped in boos in those vignettes, in those promos. So clearly it's not going the way that they want it to, which has me more concerned, because if this is part of the show, it's all part of the plan, are you enjoying the show? Then I'm like, okay, what are we doing with this at WrestleMania, with this change in dynamic and crowd? But WWE is doing WWE things in trying to control the narrative of what people at home are supposed to perceive this feud as, who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. But Sancho, you and I both agree there was not a single soul booing Randy Orton. But the fact that they piped in those boos, I think says a lot. Like, I think there's an entire essay that I could write about what that means for WWE and what they want out of these characters going into WrestleMania. And again, I see St. Louis in the not too distant future. And if they're piping in boos to make you pretend like Randy is hated, and they're about to run into St. Louis, a crowd that's going to go absolutely batshit maniacally over on Randy Orton, we got a problem. I do think we got a problem.
And they cut out the one more time.
Yeah. Poor Cardona, bro. Poor man.
Yeah. I don't know. I still want to push back on people saying like Matt Cardona, oh, you came back and look at you. It was like, dude, Matt Cardona's like, yeah, I worked with Randy Orton again. Yeah,
main event segment of Smackdown.
Yeah. He's just, hey, those signed photos going to get kicked up another 5 to 10, 20 bucks.
What? I thought you were going to say a little bit more like $500-600. $520.
Hey, man, price is hard these days. You know what I
mean?
Dude,
inflation, shrinkflation, stagflation, all the flations are happening right now. And that right there is a proper recession indicator. Matt Cardona photos going up by $5, brother.
Well, not only that, dude, it's sad to say, Epic Games let off 1,000 employees. Rather, Fortnite was not as recession-proof as we thought.
I thought Fortnite was untouchable in a recession, man.
You fell into my trap. Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and Liv Morgan may be coming to Fortnite, baby. Ooh, can you imagine Stone Cold Steve Austin putting together 2 chug splashes and going glug, 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 I'm excited, dude.
That's actually sick.
It's going to be so sick. Come on, Santi. People ask me every time I play Fortnite, why don't you play with Santi? Kid Santi. Santi should play Fortnite with you. Come on, dude. Don't you want to ride the wave and have
You don't want to have to carry me, man. I haven't played a BR in so long.
Liv Morgan goes, watch me. Is her emo? Come on, dude. You know you want to do it. That's going to be a sitcom. What a strange pairing, though, in my opinion, though, if you really think about it.
Stone Cold and Liv?
Yeah.
Wasn't one of the pairings that they released Becky Lynch and Cena? That's pretty weird, too.
No, they had Becky and Bianca as a pairing, and then it was Cena as a standalone. But they came out like around the same time, and then there was Taker and Cody were a pairing, which is
sick,
strange in itself. Sick, dude. Cody Rhodes.
What about LA Knight? Is he in Fortnite? Or he can't even get on that either. Can't get on the Mania card. He's probably going to be a special guest referee. His job is just now helping out the Usos. He's doing nothing, man. Can't get on Fortnite. Can't get on Mania. What is this dude's WrestleMania plan, man? Is he just out there going to be rooting for Jay? Is he just going to be yeeting from the crowd? Yeeting, yaying? What's he doing, man? What is your boy up to? And I don't want to hear, it doesn't matter. It's just money in the bank. We're just waiting for money in the bank. You know that's just wishful ass thinking. He ain't going to win anything at Money in the Bank. He isn't going to win King of the Ring. You know that ship has sailed, but WrestleMania is around the corner. And now, I'll put you on the spot. And Sancho, give me an answer. Don't give me your political ass answers of no answers in just a roundabout way. Tell me what you think LA Knight is actually going to be doing at WrestleMania.
Great question, Santi. When I think about LA Knight, it's like 4th and 50 right now, brother. Okay, there's A lot of not options here, you know. But damn it, we're gonna light up anyway. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna lose, but you know, let me get first out. And getting first out here, Santi, is winning. Do you understand? Okay, we are winning. Here's my plan:
a first down on 4th and 50.
Yes. Is this the same place?
Go ahead, man. At this point, this is just more a support center for you than it is a safe place.
Hey, how's it going? It's me. Oh, it's you, Sancho, about LA Knight. Here's the play that I see that it would work for me. Considering you have the Vision still involved, and he's still involved with the Usos. I do see a world. Walk with me here, pack a lunch, put down the phone, no scrolling. I do see where the Usos lose the titles at Madison Square Garden to the Vision, right? You have the Vision going to Mania to take the belts, and they were going to face Jelly Roll and a superstar of his choosing for the titles. I think that would be a great match, and I know that means the titles are slipping further and further down, but whatever. Jelly Roll will be your new tag team champion. Hear me out. I'm up there, okay? I'm up there. Wait,
where the hell is this going?
Quiet.
Okay,
that frees up. It's 4th and 50. It's like a flea flicker. Calm down. The play's not over yet. There's more. LA Knight will then have a one-on-one LA Knight versus Jey Uso at Mania. Yeah versus Yeet. Finally happens. I don't mind it. You get an unhinged Jey Uso. He's going to be the clear heel in that fight. You get LA Knight. Oh, and then if LA Knight wins, it would be because the shenanigans with Jimmy, and that's fine. That protects Jay and LA Knight and Jimmy. If Jay wins, it's because of Jimmy and go heel, and then you have Jay over LA Knight. Doesn't matter. We still get the progression of Jey Uso being unhinged, and then it will lead into whatever program with CM Punk and Roman. So it's like it's their little canary in their coal mine. Whatever happens with Jey Uso and LA Knight will have a fallout in Roman and CM Punk later that night, in my opinion. I just feel, it always feels weird that LA Knight is always the third chair when it comes to Jey Uso and Jimmy, and then the Vision and this and that. But if LA Knight accidentally causes the Vision winning, who knows? They could have some friction going on to there, but at the same time, at least we get I think a great match between Jay and LA Knight. Yeah, here comes the comments. It's gonna be a botch fest.
Did you say a great match between Jey Uso and LA Knight?
Yes, a great match. LA Knight could get a great match out of most people. Don't do that to me.
A great match between LA Knight and Jey Uso. Buddy, I can already picture it, all right? You got Jey Uso about to go for the spear. He falls. And then LA Knight puts him on the top rope. LA Knight goes to jump up to the top rope, catches his nuts right in the ropes right there, and it's just going to be a botch-filled, yeet fest. You know how it's going to be, Sancho. There's nothing good from an in-ring perspective that we're going to get out of LA Knight and Jey Uso. Be real. I know you're coping. I know it's 4th and 50, but be realistic. You basically just said, hey, I know it's 4th and 50. Let's run it up the gut. You ain't getting any yards with that idea.
What do they call it? The QB draw play?
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, you kneeled the ball. You kneeled the ball.
Brother, dude, there were some things there when first Jay. And
by the way, to clarify, I do think that's going to be the match. I do think you're right.
Because they already had the whole thing, LA Knight telling Jay, hey, you're sounding like Roman. And then Jimmy, they have that side eye. And then you have The Rock looming in the background. The point I want to make is there was something there when LA Knight and Jay were first going back and forth, and then they became a tag team. Like, there were some good things. And then, of course, the whole back and forth, yeet. It's going to be a fun match. And it's not going to steal the night, but it ain't going to be like, all right, time to go get refreshments type of situation. Yeah versus Yeet. I think their promos would be fun. And at the same time, LA Knight has fun with the Bloodline. He did the whole thing with Jacob Autu. He goes, ugh. You know,
All right, Sancho. Let's say you're at WrestleMania, right? You paid all this money to be at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, where's it in Vegas? Okay, so where am I staying? Where am I staying? Am I staying on the strip, off the strip?
You're at the Flamingo. You're at the Flamingo Hotel.
Flamingo, pretty close by. Did I Uber there or did I walk there to try to save money?
You Ubered. You've Ubered there.
Okay, I Ubered there. Okay,
you've Ubered there. It's important, and it'll actually be important for this question. You've paid an arm and a leg to get into the stadium. Jey Uso.
I flew there.
Yes,
I flew there too. Yes.
Jey Uso versus LA Knight is about to start, but you realize because Vegas is so hectic that you haven't had a chance to eat. You see that there is no line at the food at any of the food stands within the stadium.
Have they walked in or not? Have they walked in? Has Jay's entrance happened yet?
They are about to ring the bell. You see that
does that. Okay.
You see that there is no line at any of these food places, and you are starving. Do you choose a succulent hot dog or LA Knight versus Jey Uso? And after this match, the lines go back to being 40 minutes long. You taking the match or the hot dog?
Taking the match.
No, that's a lie. You're going to take that hot dog because you don't want to miss any other match.
Do you understand? I can.
You will suffer hunger.
I would. I can't. Do you understand? You know when people come up to me, and shout out to the people I met at the arcade there as a guy, his name was Colton. I think his name was Colton. Nice guy. Came up to me. He was like, hey, big fan of you and Santi. And you know, I don't know what I say thank you, but then my follow-up's usually like, hey, Santi sucks, right? Why? Don't know why. It's always a thing. And they laugh about it and they have a good time, but you know, they appreciate it. So shout out to you. And he respected that I was with my kids, but I was like, no biggie. Anyway, look, they always come up to me and go like, hey man, don't worry, LA Knight's gonna come around. Everybody, they tell me this, okay? There was an indie wrestler at AEW, his name was Travis. He's like, hey man, love your stuff, but hey, don't worry, man, LA Knight, he's gonna come around. So I have to keep on trucking. Do you understand? I will go keep on moving through the night. Yes, Brady Bunch. But yes, I'm going to forego the glizzy. All right, I can't be like you just because when you go to the stadium, you get stopped every 2 minutes. You can't even go to the bathroom. It's true. To the point where security goes, "Oh, are you famous enough?" And you're like,
suffering from success,
and then you don't even take pictures. You're like chaperone, you know, like, oh no pictures.
Okay, that is
I don't
false.
Want this.
I take too many pictures.
No. I've heard the stories. Soon you're gonna have a bodyguard when you go to shows. That's what you're gonna be, you.
Dude, I'm gonna do the Jack Doherty. I'm just gonna arrange big people into fighting my giant bodyguard. It's Braun Strowman.
You're gonna walk like this, hit people as you're walking through. Wow, dude, content these days. But yes, dude, I have to be there for my boy LA Knight. You know why? Because when he reaches to the top, when he's climbing that metal rung, that fireball, one by one, clack, 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 and he's dangling with that little cabiner up there. You know what I mean? That little thing, that little clip. You know, he's out there dangling that little clip, and he pulls off that briefcase. I will sit there and go, yes, it was all worth it.
3 years of agony, though. Good things come to those that wait. I'll believe it when I see it, my friend. I hope the best for you.
Am I in the thumbnail when LA Knight wins a championship or LA Knight wins the Money in the Bank?
No, he has to win a championship. He has to win a championship. Yeah, we don't celebrate Money in the Bank.
Is it a guarantee?
No, dude, with LA Knight, no. He is like 50-50, and you know it. He could be like Austin Theory here.
And then go for the United States title? Get out of here.
Dude, knowing LA Knight, he'll go down to NXT and cash in on the North American title. All right. That's how little I think of WWE's booking of LA Knight. That even if he were to win something big, I believe that they would screw it up.
Cash it in on the Speed Championship.
He loses because he wasn't able to win in 3 minutes.
Oh, another one. Get those things that comes to wait, man. But that's my goal. That's my dream of LA Knight, Jey Uso.
All right. Here's my question then. Jey Uso, LA Knight. Where are we leaving?
Voices in the air.
Are we leaving Jimbo off the card then?
Oh no! I think again, Jimbo would be heavily involved in the rest of the Mania,
but not his own match. He would not have a tag team match. You don't see him on that level then. of a WrestleMania guy. That's great.
He's going to be a huge, poignant figure.
He's playing the Karrion Kross role.
Dude, a lot of people did not appreciate your Karrion Kross.
I know they did not.
You threw Karrion Kross underneath the bus for no reason. That dude's a 2-time indie champion. He's the current MLW champion. You better watch out. He's gonna go for the House of Glory heavyweight soon.
I saw against Zilla, right?
I think so. Could you imagine? Is there a world where Karrion comes back? I think so.
Yeah. I don't think that's off the table at all. Clearly, they like the character. They gave it to Aleister Black. So clearly, they liked the stuff he was doing. They just didn't like him doing it.
Isn't it interesting that Aleister Black's not being credited for Randy Orton? I told you that would happen. No one's connecting the dot that the WWE wants that it's Aleister's doing for Randy. Yeah. It's the same thing that's going to be with Sami Zayn. You know? Oh, man. Oh. I hear voices in the air.
Dude, those poor water bottles.
Femi versus the water bottle.
All right, well, let's move on here. You know, I asked you about LA Knight. Now, what are we doing with Gunther, brother? Gunther has been off of TV here for the last couple of weeks. Yeah.
You give it to me.
Okay. All right, I'll give it to you with Gunther. I think they're leaving him off the card. I think they're leaving him off the card. I think all of this is purposeful. Like, this might make you go, oh my God, they are, once I point this out, because it got pointed out to me after the show and I'm like, oh my God, dude, they were in Cena country. They were in Boston and they didn't even have Gunther go out and rage bait. In the easiest place for him to do his rage bait shtick of I made John Cena tap out like a little bitch. They didn't even do that in Boston, in Cena territory. If they're not even willing to have Gunther make an appearance there after what he did with Cena, after retiring AJ, after retiring Goldberg, I think they're just going to keep him off the card and wait for the proper program for him after WrestleMania. I think Mania is filling up. And to me, once again, we're going to kill another canary here. Not having him do anything in Boston, to me, is very telling, Sancho. This close to Mania, no, not so much as even an interaction that could be a WrestleMania match right now, is screaming being left off of the WrestleMania card. I don't think we get Gunther at WrestleMania. And that hurts, dude, because that is a huge time and equity investment that they invested in Gunther. Time and all of the matches, all of the championship reigns that he's had over the last 2 years. I mean, 2 World Heavyweight Championships in just the past 12 months. The fact that he's retired, they invested the retirement of Goldberg, the retirement of John Cena, the retirement of AJ Styles, and to be and making it, you know, to the final 2 of the Rumble, to be this close to WrestleMania with no interaction at all whatsoever with anybody. And with the Boston context, I think he's just being left off of the card and they're saving him for when they actually have something for him, which I think is stupid. I think it's silly. And I think it goes to show that you and I were right when we said that there is a scary, very apparent ceiling to the career killer gimmick. You know, like, if you do, I'm not saying, people completely love to misinterpret what I say. When I say, like, you can't really do the career killer gimmick if you're going to start running out of people to career killing. They say, well, it doesn't always have to be a career killer match. No, I never said that that's all the matches he needs to have. But at major shows like this, and major shows like WrestleMania and major PLEs, when you're off the back of all of your promos being about how you've ended careers, if your next match isn't killing a career, it's going to look like a step down. It's going to look like you were a rung below where you were before a couple of weeks, a couple months ago, taking out the career of AJ Styles and John Cena out back and shooting it. It is a step down. And I don't think WWE wants to take that step down, because I think they want his next match, his next major PLE match, to also be a retirement career killer match. And because it got taken off the table with Rey Mysterio, what's the option here for Gunther? There's plenty, but none of them are career killers. Ergo, they'll be seen, whatever match he has, as a significant step down. Because he could absolutely go out there and have a match with Penta. He could go out and have a match, hell, with LA Knight. He could go have a match with maybe Seth Rollins. Maybe Paul Heyman hires Gunther. I don't know, and there's no Braun Breaker. There are matches that they could absolutely force with Gunther, but if he's not killing a career because of how much they've invested in the career killer thing, it will feel like a step down. And that's why I think they're keeping him off the card, because they know that. And if they don't have a career to kill, might as well keep him off the card and wait until there is a career to kill.
I mean, you said it. Imagine in Boston if he does his whole thing and then you hear booyaka, booyaka, and then 6 more, like, oh my God. But you want to hear my tinfoil hat conspiracy theory?
Hit me.
I know Ray has been getting injured, but I don't think Ray agrees to being retired by Gunther, and hence Ray's not around.
I'm going in the business for myself.
For my son, too.
Oh, for my son, for mi hijo.
Yeah, so I don't, because, everybody wants Ray versus Dom to be his final match, and if you're talking about careers, they're known to line up. There's only a few names, and one of them is not even in the company, and that's Chris Jericho. And why would you want to get rid of just Chris Jericho for just a couple months rental when you have Rey Mysterio, who's clearly the only one available to be that lamb? But I think, damn, bro, your boy got choked out for no reason, man.
Man. Am I being overly critical here of in my analysis of the career killer thing? Because like I said, you wouldn't want to see a follow-up of Gunther versus Dragon Lee? I'll take that at Mania. That match that they had on Raw was great. That'd be a great WrestleMania match, but a bad match for the career killer. You see what I mean?
Maybe like a I Quit match, so they could do those little recordings. You ever seen those 2K recordings where I Quit?
Yeah.
Where it's Dom like, oh no, please, I quit. It'd be like Dom, it'd be like Gunther, I quit. I would love that. I would love a Dragon Lee match, but it just shows you that either Dragon Lee is going to be preoccupied somewhere else for Mania. But they had this happen before. I literally saw an interview with The Undertaker. It must have been an old clip, but a podcast clip came up, and The Undertaker's like, hey, Vince goes, hey, Taker, we have really nobody for you. You only have RVD or Ric Flair to work with. You pick. And that's how sometimes it all shakes out, is like eventually everyone's taken and there's no one to feud with. You can't go down with Sammy. I think Sammy would be interesting if you want to show that Sammy has this new edge to him and Sammy is accepting and the inspiration of Randy Orton, that he's been like, oh man, I've been watching Randy, I'm inspired by the choices he makes, and maybe that could be a great step forward for Sammy. But I think what it is, Santi, is like I mentioned, it's the Gunther bubble, and they're creating this big bubble and it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and now it's gotten to the point of no return. You can't go back now.
Yeah, fellas, there's a lesson here in finance. And the AI bubble. It's the Gunther bubble in WWE. I see a lot of similarities here. We're running out of careers to kill. Eventually, we're going to run out of data centers and organizations to buy AI chips and RAM. We're going to run out of RAM, man. And then the AI bubble is going to burst. And then, boom, we're going to end up getting Gunther down in TNA. That's what's going to end up happening here. But yeah, man, it's concerning. And unfortunately, that's how I see it playing out. You ask me who I think Gunther is going to face right now after not doing anything in Boston, dude, in Boston? I don't think he's doing anything at Mania. I think they're going to save him for when they have a career to kill.
Danhausen.
Dude, what's funny is that, sure, I'll take it, but Danhausen...
Not a match.
Just something. A segment? Cursing Gunther?
Just to get this career killer thing away from him. And what if he curses him and he loses a match against Ray? Oh, damn, he lost. Why? Danhausen cursed him. That's why I love this hiring of Danhausen. It's the ultimate get out of jail card. It's the ultimate, we paint ourselves in the corner. Oh, we can't figure out what to do. Oh, how do we get the belt off of Dominic Mysterio? We can't do it. He's cursed.
Yeah.
I cursed.
Well, so but he's doing this thing with Speed, with potentially Jelly Roll, Kit Wilson, The Miz. Dude, he's got his hands in a lot of cookie jars right now.
The Bellas as well. He called them the Bella clones.
The Bella clones. That's so funny. Bella clones.
They have clones here. But to go back to Gunther is like there's you if you could get out of that corner, that'd be so much better for his career. Because what has attracted us Gunther before this is just his in-ring banger after banger wrestling style that this dude was a throwback to the olden days of wrestling. He's not an attraction like a gimmick. Now you turn him into a one-trick pony, and that's not what Gunther was. Dude, the dude was very layered in what he was approaching. And it seems to be, Santi, they were experimenting with adding layers of like aristocratic, oh, look at you, Randy, you're worthless, you've become nothing, you've thrown your life away. Like they tried that didn't work out, and they said the same thing to Cena and all these kinds of things. So I'm just hoping that whatever happens, if you're a Gunther fan, you just want him to be involved in Mania, and you need him to get rid of that career gimmick. I would echo that.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the other the two other major WrestleMania programs. Let's quickly talk about Oba versus Brock. We had a bit more development on Monday Night Raw with a great promo from Paul Heyman. By the way, this episode of Monday Night Raw, it's like, man, this is the Heyman we've been missing, because what we've been getting for the last handful of months is like, this is the pressure. Austin Theory, that's the master of the tsunami. That's the future Braun Breaker. That's the most famous guy in WWE in Logan Paul. It has not been prime Paul Heyman, but Paul Heyman on this episode of Monday Night Raw, his promo with Brock Lesnar, it felt very nostalgic, very like, this is the Paul Heyman that people fell in love with initially. Very interesting approach to going with the Oba Femi is overrated approach. I thought that Paul Heyman was going to go with the this is our guy, that's our Mania opponent, and let's do it. I thought he was going to put over Oba with words, but they still are focused on putting Oba over with action. Because what they did was very interesting. Is Oba is overrated. The only reason you got you got your moment is because Brock Lesnar was tired from taking out 20 men, and he was distracted by Seth Rollins, which is a dangerous approach to have Paul Heyman in words bury you, call you overhyped, right? But then I do think that the next step, by having Oba say physically, by showing it physically, you're wrong, did work. But I did think, I was like, that's dangerous. I was really scared when they went with the route of Oba Femi being overrated, but I like the delivery of the physicality. By the way that Oba chucked Lesnar over the top rope, that should have been the Rumble spot. That should have been the Rumble elimination.
Yes. I am happy to be on the train. I would like to reiterate to the people. That's fine. I am allowed. Okay. People
to speak about it, not enjoy.
Okay. If I can't enjoy it, then I could bring up something to ask you a question.
Sure.
Since I can't enjoy it.
You can't enjoy it.
WrestleMania 39. Omos's segment with Brock Lesnar to build up. Same kind of story of no one's manhandled Brock this way. Brock Lesnar's facing a mountain a feat that he's never done before. Goes on, wins at WrestleMania 39 against Omos. Braun Strowman manhandles Brock Lesnar, yeets him around, literally choke slams him, power slams him. He's the monster amongst men. Isn't it interesting that Braun Strowman tweeted out about Oba, like, I could beat Oba Femi? Like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, Braun. Anyway, Braun Strowman had a program with Brock. What ended up happening? Brock Lesnar beats Braun Strowman. Here we are again, 2026. Oba Femi, for 2 segments, has manhandled Brock Lesnar. The difference is, in a little bit that I've enjoyed, is Brock Lesnar is now looking at Paul Heyman like, what the hell did I do? What do you want me to do here in this situation? And Brock Lesnar did a great job being vulnerable, scared, and intimidated, yet ready to fight. And then when I was watching this entire segment, and I'm going to ask you a question at the end of this, I was watching this entire segment, I tweet out to the world, because that's the fun thing you could do, right? You could tweet out your...
Because you're blocked.
Oh, okay. But I tweeted out, because the entire end of the segment, Michael Cole ends with, is Brock Lesnar the underdog? ? And I tweeted out, having Brock Lesnar, selling Brock as the underdog, doesn't make sense for me to do that.
I'm with you.
Right. And so everyone was coming at me as like, no, that's not what the WWE is doing. They're selling that Brock Lesnar is old and that there's a new lion, young versus old lion. But I was like, no. I could understand the optics, and that's what we're layering, and that's the story that the fan is adding to it. But the WWE purposely, and what I call in casting, the button was the last thing for that segment was Michael Cole says Brock Lesnar's the underdog. So if Oba wins at Mania, is it the right way to present Brock as the underdog? You say no.
No. I don't think Brock should be presented as the underdog. I think that takes away from the win. I think that Brock needs to be presented as a monster. I said something that I don't know if it might anger people, but Lesnar's got to stand tall soon. Lesnar has to take out Oba Femi. Lesnar needs to get his back. We need to have Lesnar be this scary beast once again. I think if you want to get the most bang out of your buck for the development and growth of Oba Femi specifically, because this is the big win here, the growth of and development of Oba Femi in the long term. That's what we're going to get out of this program here between these two. You can't go into the match expecting an Oba Femi win because he's the favorite. I think it needs to be, this is Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. Any of these two guys can win, and whoever is the biggest monster amongst men will be the one standing tall. They need to go in as equals. I really believe that they need to go in as equals so that when Oba wins, once the dust settles, he is the remaining monster. He is the top of the food chain, because if he goes in already as the favorite, then he's going in as the top of the food chain. Ergo, the payoff of WrestleMania of him becoming the top of the food chain has already happened. I think the payoff here is him becoming the top of the beast food chain. And to do that, you need to have them both be equals. That's my personal opinion on it.
Is there fear that they're building up Brock to beat Oba so he could have strength going into SummerSlam, into whatever opponent he's facing as his retirement match?
I think so, especially obviously with those reports of Lesnar wants to go in undefeated. Listen, those reports could easily be fed by WWE themselves to create this type of narrative, right? I just don't take those very seriously anymore. I'm more not necessarily concerned about like, hey, we want to have Lesnar win to make him look strong. I'm more so concerned about WWE just repeating history. You've already mentioned Braun Strowman. You've already mentioned some of those big monsters that were like the guy, the next guy to take out Brock Lesnar, and then it just doesn't happen. Heck, Heyman's promo was built on that. Mm-hmm. I just don't want history to repeat itself, right? History with Lesnar specifically does tend to repeat itself. So yes, there is a fear that Brock Lesnar is going to win. I do think it's absolutely there. I think if you aren't fearful of that, I think you're being naive. I think you're being purposefully, blissfully ignorant here in the possibility of Brock Lesnar winning. I think it's absolutely on the table that Brock Lesnar could win. My shield here is the big difference in crowd reaction that Braun Strowman and Omos have versus Oba Femi. Oba Femi is getting legendary crowd ovations right now. And I think I think Madison Square Garden is going to take this Oba Femi train and put it over the edge here. I think Madison Square Garden could be the superstar making night for Oba Femi with the crowd that we have there and with it being such a major show. But yeah, can Brock Lesnar win? Am I nervous about that? 1,000,000%. I think it would be silly of me to not think that Lesnar could win. I still think Oba is going to win. Another big difference between Oba and Omos and Braun Strowman is that we're in the twilight of Brock's career. That was not the twilight of Brock's career. That was still prime Brock Lesnar for the most part, and WWE was still enamored with Brock Lesnar. That was also, Sancho, Vince McMahon's WWE, a Vince McMahon that loved putting Brock Lesnar over, even so much so to beat the streak. We're in a different era, Sancho, with an aging Lesnar under Triple H. I could absolutely see them wanting to put the 20-something-year-old over because he's got the gas here for the next 20 plus years. And on top of that, Oba, I see you playing the political game. Who's your favorite wrestler? Oh, your husband, Triple H. Like, okay, all right. Trying to kiss ass Oba. I get it. I respect it. I understand the game. That's corporate America, baby. Kiss up to the boss and his wife.
Y'all don't understand the fear of God that was put in my eyes.
Tell him, Sancho.
I'm sitting there chilling, being the family man, hanging out with my family. And then Santi goes, "Oh my God, I was so scared for you." I'm like, "What do you mean?" DMs me a screenshot. Obafemi at WWE liked. And I'm like, liked what? And it's one of our shorts. And one of the most viral shorts that we had over the week was Santi giving his promo gas to me.
Good promo.
Oh, yeah, good promo. Great promo. Great promo. By ad, I helped because I played up to it. You know what I mean? You know,
of course. Yeah, it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango.
Two tango.
You sold it.
I did. Thank you. And it said Obafemi liked the short. I'm like, what short? I'm sitting there sweating. What short did he like? And it was the one about Bailey, which is interesting conversation why he would like that one. But he liked that short that we had about Bailey. Like, could Bailey go to AEW? Has Bailey done everything that she can in WWE? He liked that one. And in my mind, something like, "Oh, but don't worry, bro. Don't worry, bro. He didn't like any of the others. He didn't like the short of Obafemi and Sancho not being on the train. You're good." I'm like, "Nah, man. He's seen it.
He knows. He knows." He definitely knows, and I can't wait for all of us to be in person so I can rat you out, so I can put you on your place so he can hit the fall from grace on Sancho through a table. Dude, you're cooked, brother. You're cooked.
Why?
Because you said that Obafemi was worthless and never going to amount to anything.
I didn't say
that is
wrong.
your exact word for word. Word for word. You said Obafemi is a piece of trash and you hate him and he's going to amount to nothing and he's never going to win anything, that he's overrated, overhyped. You said, and I quote, you said, and I quote, Obafemi is a bitch. That is what you said it. Go back to the tape, folks. That's exactly what Sancho said about Oba. He said that.
Stop
all of those things.
You guys are playing a dangerous game that you don't understand. You don't understand.
Dangerous for you.
Yes, it is. Look at me. Look, like for sure though. Like if you are an Oba fan and you're not fearful of Brock Lesnar, I think you're like Santi. You nailed it. You're naive. Because there is a chance that Brock Lesnar could win this match, and they're going to make Oba look strong, and you're going to accept that as an outcome that Oba looks strong, but Brock wins still, and maybe Brock barely wins, and it could be those situations where Brock wins, but he's out on his feet like they did. Remember when Taker beat somebody? Who was it that Taker beat, and then he couldn't walk out of the ring?
Triple H. Mania 27.
Was it? Yes, and then Triple H was able to walk out, right?
Yeah.
So they could do that where Brock's like, I met a guy in the ring and he took me out, but I'm here at SummerSlam and I want to run it back against you, Oba. I want to prove to you that I could walk out on my own. I could walk out on my own TV and I could beat you. And that's where Oba could beat him at SummerSlam. And that would mean so much more because then it's Brock Lesnar's absolute best try hard. I trained for you. I understood. I underestimated you. Paul Heyman was in my ear saying that I'm better than you when the fact is right there. I'm older. I don't have it. I lost my step. Father time. Like Brock Lesnar can no way deliver this kind of promo because he's just not that guy. But maybe he can. Where he's like, Father time is knocking on my front doorstep. You took me to my brink, but I know I'm better and I know I'm the beast incarnate. So I want to have this match against you, Obafemi, at SummerSlam. Let's go. You're going to get my absolute best. I want your best type of situation. Let's do it again. But this time I'm walking out on my feet. And this time Obafemi does beat him at his best.
But Sancho, it is a low career ending economy. Aren't you supposed to give that to the career killer? There aren't many careers to kill. I'm just saying. But listen, you should absolutely be nervous as the possibility of Lesnar winning. Listen, wrestling is booming. There are a lot of you that are newer fans that don't know the path of destruction of our favorites that Lesnar has left behind. Of people that were so beloved. They're like, this is it. And with a win over Lesnar, that's our next guy. And then it doesn't happen. Then Lesnar eats them alive. And then there is no rematch. It is a constant hamster wheel that we have been here with fan favorites stepping up to Lesnar. So this might be your first interaction with one of these fan favorites going up to Lesnar, because we haven't really had one for a while. I mean, heck, you could include Cena. Look what happened there. He's in the middle of his retirement tour, and he's still got mauled by Brock Lesnar. So if you're a newer fan, and this is your first time on the hamster wheel of Brock Lesnar, it is actually more likely that somebody like Oba were to lose to Lesnar than not. But I do feel like there's a different aura, a different air this time around where I think it can be Oba. But again, just keep it in the back of your mind that Oba could absolutely be losing this. And it wouldn't be out of the norm for WWE to make that decision.
So what do we say to the people that jump off the train?
I mean, if anything, it should be you. You should be the one giving that message. No, I'm not saying you should jump off the train, because I'm never leaving this train. You jumped off the train before it even took off, and you decided to get back on. What would you tell the people that want to get off the train if Oba were to lose? I think the message comes better from somebody that has already learned their lesson the hard way.
It's just funny. People send gifs of cowboys jumping on trains as me, like, as it take it off. You guys are so creative. I would say this. I've always known that Oba Femi is as a project to be patient with, because he can't be booked as a monster in 2026. And if you jump off now, you're going to regret it later, type of thing. But I wouldn't blame you if you jumped off now, because you were sold on goods saying that he would just run roughshod through everybody. Now, if he does squash Lesnar in 5 minutes, which is a possibility, again, we have to talk about all possibilities, then that should be the green light. Win King of the Ring, win SummerSlam championship. Like, there's no path, no other trajectory than that if he squashes Lesnar, because that's like what Goldberg did, and then he ends up just dominating a lot too. So please, the floor is yours, Oba. Take anything you want if you destroy Brock Lesnar.
Dude, I can't believe you said all of those horrible things about Oba Femi. Crazy.
You know what's a shame? It's just like it's like Smackdowns and Raws. No one's gonna go back to our weekly stuff to find out the real juice and the real comedic bits and the nuanced conversation. They're gonna go to your dumb shorts. Your shorts, who I don't know, always bury me and they never let me get my
That's
redemption.
Not on me. That's our
yes,
editor.
It is.
That's our editor.
Yeah, Daniel. Don't you understand? Can't you just put me in the good light every now and then? I know I play the buffoon here. If you go to my YouTube channel and you see, like, wow, Sancho has really good poignant points. Well, guess who I'm working with? I'm working with the clown here. All right, who refuses to put me on the thumbnail. Yeah.
You enjoyed the show? It's all part of the show. All right, let's move on here. The other kind of like remaining major men's program that we should talk about is Seth Rollins. He got arrested. I want to, your boy has a dual degree, political science and legal studies, with a minor in Spanish, in case you didn't know. So I know a little bit about the law, Sancho.
Wait, you speak Spanish and you majored in Spanish?
No. I took I took enough Spanish class. Okay, this is funny. So I have 2 degrees. I have a dual degree in political science and legal studies. The idea was to become a lawyer. I got into law school. I just never ended up going. Anyways, that's a different story. But I have a minor in Spanish because I took enough Spanish classes to just boost my GPA. And when it came to graduation day, they're like, yeah, you took enough classes to minor in Spanish. I was like, oh, okay. So that's part of my educational designation. I have a minor in Spanish, but I pretty much only took Spanish just to boost my GPA because I speak it already natively. I just pretended like I didn't. Good stuff. Where was I going with this? Seth Rollins, the law. Sancho, this whole segment of Seth Rollins getting arrested hinged on the fact that he broke a restraining order. A restraining order that Heyman tricked Seth Rollins into breaking, because Seth Rollins didn't know that there was a restraining order on him. I just want to point out that the guy being restrained with the order needs to know what he's being restrained from in order for him to be able to actually do the staying away from. So Seth, get a lawyer, because that's just not how restraining orders work. You can't just be sprung up on a restraining order in an event that you were scheduled to be at and invited by your employer, by the way, And what, now you're arrested because you showed up at the event that you didn't even know you were restrained from? What is with the law in WWE? First, Drew McIntyre's contract being nullified simply because Nick Aldis says, I'm not feeling it anymore. And now this? Guys, get lawyers. Get lawyers. Go to court. WWE, follow the law, the letter of the law. He'll be out next week. He ain't getting arrested for long. Because realistically, if he actually would get arrested for this, he would miss WrestleMania, by the way. A felony like this, yeah.
Oh, I thought it's because you had restraining orders put on your ass.
No.
I thought that's where you were going with that.
No, I don't have any restraining orders on me. You should put one on me for fun.
Go through the legal process of actually putting a restraining order on you?
Do it.
Imagine you go to TwitchCon, you're like, hey, and then all of a sudden there's a line of 5 cops. Surprise! And then I get put on the thumbnail. Yeah,
Seth Rollins gets arrested. We have Madison Square Garden next week. Paul Heyman said some pretty Paul Heyman-y stuff. Like, now that you're arrested, your wife is going to divorce you. And once she divorces you, she is going to become every man in the locker room's wife. And your daughter is going to become an orphan. And because I'm so nice, I, Paul Heyman, will adopt your daughter. It was pretty maniacally good stuff there from Paul Heyman for sure. Are we looking here at the return of Braun Breaker at Madison Square Garden? Is this what we're heading towards?
I kind of tweeted that out that he will get involved in the Vision and the Uso match. I think that's a possibility, but I feel like they're building up vigilante Seth Rollins more by having him break the law, and he's going to get his hands on Paul Heyman using his masked man. Well, can we come up with a name for the masked men? Can't be just Seth Rollins and Masked Man, like the League of Shadows. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes, the League of Shadows. Let's come up with a name for the Masked Men. The Masked Men Marauders.
The Masked Visionaries. The Masked
Meanies.
The Goonies. The word goon is over these days.
Ooh, Seth Rollins and the Goonies.
And the Goonies.
The Goonies. The Masked Goons. No, the Masked Gooners. Gooners.
And the Gooners, nice.
Gooners.
That Gooner is going to file for trademark infringement, though.
Oh, Gunther?
That photo of Gunther kills me every time.
Oh my God. Yeah, when I saw that segment, it felt so rushed because normally something like this is built up.
Yeah.
Where you would have Paul Heyman want to put a restraining order on Seth Rollins. I mean, don't get me wrong, Paul Heyman's taken a lot of bumps from Seth Rollins, but I feel that it just out of nowhere he gets arrested and then we just ramp up so quickly, which tells me that I think Braun Breaker is around the corner. Like they're like, we need to pull this now. We need to do this now. We need to get him arrested now so that we have 4 weeks to build up Braun and Seth Rollins.
That's kind of where I'm going with there. The thing is, too, like, if Braun Breaker does return, however, it's got to be because he's physically cleared. I don't want him to just return to talk. I want him to return to hit a spear on Seth Rollins and be a physical force. So, hopefully...
Can you imagine the fear in your mind that if you hit a spear and it goes wrong and you explode?
Yeah, man. Dude, I mean, that would happen to me for sure. If I do any of the moves that these WWE superstars do, my testicles are absolutely falling out of my ball sack. 1,000,000%. I would find a way to do that injury. That would happen to me if I tried any of this stuff. If I tried a big boot, brother, it's over. Testicles gone. Disappeared. Imploded into the air, into the nether in Minecraft. That's what would happen. Yes, that would be terrifying, man. But that brings up a point. Like, yeah, you gotta take it easy with Seth. You gotta take it easy with Braun Breaker. But this is a feud that warrants not taking it easy. This is a feud that's gonna warrant a brawl here or there. It's going to warrant Braun Breaker maybe taking out the Goonies. It's gonna warrant some physicality here, and I'd be nervous about, like, hey, those are some probably fresh stitches that Braun Breaker is dealing with to fix that hernia.
What if Paul Heyman hires a mercenary here?
Gunther? Yeah, that's a possibility. Yes, it goes back then to what we were saying before. Even if it's like Seth Rollins is such a huge opponent, that career killer gimmick thing, like,
sure, but it's still
damages
Seth Rollins. But he could. They could even put like Seth, or what's his real name? Colby.
Colby.
Is that his real name?
Colby.
You think that you could have a career with your broken body, Colby? No, I will end it. I will break your body and end your career. And then he does it.
And then he doesn't.
And then it's over. And then we go. Like a raccoon in the river, we wash our trash and we eat it and we crap it out and it's over. Bye. It's gone. It's biodegradable waste. We no longer have to talk about Gunther and the career killer gimmick because Seth Rollins, the golden boy of the WWE, survives as always. Seth Rollins always survives no matter what. And then we're done.
Sure. Yeah. I think they got to remove the career killer moniker off of Gunther to allow him to further flourish in his career. Especially here in the short term. And Seth could do that. It could work. It absolutely could work. And then, if Braun Breaker is not available, I think that that's the next best available thing. I really do think it's the next best available thing. That being said, the best available thing is still Braun Breaker, and I hope it's Braun Breaker. I really, really do. The narrative and the payoff of this specific narrative warrants Braun Breaker. Not Bronson Reed, not Gunther, not the pressure, not the humble one. It requires Braun Breaker. And don't get me wrong, Sancho, you can still tell the story later on after WrestleMania. But if you want to have the culmination of this Vision storyline and start to move on from it and heal from all the problems that this has had, then you want to do it at WrestleMania. And it starts with Braun Breaker returning at Madison Square Garden.
Right, but you want Braun Breaker to be at 100%. And it's interesting to me that we can't have a wrestling match that's not a typical Braun and Seth match. Like, you could do other things.
What we're thinking, like Firefly Funhouse?
No, they could wrestle a different style, but I think that's what hurts wrestlers more in age is like they have to force what they're over for, and that causes them to do stuff that they shouldn't do. I still believe we should never got Seth and Braun Breaker here. Like, let them rest up. Like, Mania, you have enough talent that you could give a spot beyond Seth, and like the Vision was already dead, and the only hope for the Vision was a tag team match with the Usos, which we're getting towards. We have one on Madison Square Garden. I just thought at the end of the day, let Seth heal up, let Braun Breaker heal up. That way we have them longer in their careers versus forcing something that Mania doesn't really need right now. Like, that's why I felt like when I saw Seth get arrested, like, do we really need this right now? Like, does this Vision Seth Rollins storyline need them to get arrested? Because that feels like a plot A story on Monday Night Raw. Like, oh my God, Seth Rollins got arrested, and look where we're talking about it. Like almost an hour plus into the plot.
Yeah. No, I'm fully with you here, man. Does this? Listen, I know the promo was good, but I just think all of this masked man stuff, obviously all the injuries, you can't do anything about that. What I thought was underwhelming reveal of Seth Rollins. I think all of these things are compounding at damaging this program and making me just not excited for this. As good as the Paul Heyman promo was, I think this is like fifth in terms of the match I'm most excited for at WrestleMania. And that for a Seth Rollins
under LA Knight, Jey Uso,
of course, that's number one. But a match that could again potentially, if it's Braun Breaker, that has this much star power with Paul Heyman in it, with a year of build, with Breaker joining the Vision the night after WrestleMania, you would think it would be better suited than being like the fifth most interesting match at WrestleMania. But here we are. It's compounding problems, man. They have all added together to create this mess of a ball. Here's a question for you. Does Seth Rollins debut a new theme? He's got this whole new persona. He's got this whole new demeanor about him. He's no longer coming out with all of the fashion wearables that he is known for, the pageantry. And that entrance theme that he has is very gallant. That works with all of the crazy stuff that he wears on a nightly basis and his insane WrestleMania attires. But right now he's just coming out all black with a ski mask. Like, are we looking at a new presentation for Seth Rollins here in general? Because there's a lot that's changed about him.
It's gonna go Mike, Alpha, Romeo, Kilo, Sierra, Mask, burn it.
Did you quickly Google the military alphabets call signs to be able to do that bit?
Oh man! Shout out to the big, thick, mask Goonie dude, man. Shout out to you.
Yeah,
man.
that guy's doing the Lord's work. That guy's tried so hard to be Seth Rollins, trying to fool us. You never know, man. You never know.
Wasn't it funny when he came out there on Raw and there was the mask man standing on the commentary table and everyone was like, and then he takes off his mask. It's Seth Rollins. Like, come on, it's clear to stay the only one there.
Yeah, and he had two masks. Did you notice that?
He
You had to
did,
take one to take out the other.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on from this here. Real quick here, we got a couple of other programs. I want to quickly just take a moment here to compare Stephanie Vaca and Liv Morgan to what's going on with Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill.
Jade.
I'll say this, Sancho.
Yes.
Stephanie and Liv, they got 45 seconds on this episode of Monday Night Raw. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, Sancho, they are doing a lot with very little. That 45 seconds I thought was really impactful. I was actually bummed out that it didn't go longer. I wanted to see more of it. Mm-hmm. And I have found, even though they have two totally different grasps in the level of like the English language, they have good chemistry with each other, promo-wise, personality-wise, and clearly physicality-wise, because that was a great, quick, to-the-point brawl. I compare that program to what's going on over on Friday Night Smackdown, where I think they're doing very little with a lot, because they are getting, and I don't think it's an exaggeration, 100 times more airtime than Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaca, which is insane because that's a world champion and a Royal Rumble winner. I digress. I get it. You got Rhea Ripley, your big star over there, but they are trying long promos, they multiple times, different approaches on the promos. They're even creating new factions to try and make this interesting. And I just don't think that they're moving the needle anywhere near as much with all of this time, all of the spotlight, as much as Stephanie and Liv have with their tiny little segments here or there, their little scraps of time that WWE is willing to give them. I am still way more interested in Stephanie versus Liv than I am for Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. Rhea and Jade, they need to step it up. Like, it has, Sancho, it's not been good. The promos have not been good. The second promo was better than the first. We're seeing gradual improvement. And then, I'm sorry, but like a faction of BFAB and Michin, that doesn't exactly spell confidence here for me. You want to know why, Sancho? Because that's not going to be a faction that's actually dominant. That's going to be a faction, and I know you're going to agree with me when I say this, they're just there to get fed for Rhea Ripley on the road to WrestleMania. Get ready for Rhea versus Michin. And then the next week, Rhea versus BFAB. And then the next week, Rhea and Io versus Michin versus BFAB. They are just there to get eaten alive by Rhea Ripley on the road to WrestleMania. And I promise you, I am willing to put gifted subs on it. They are going to be an inconsequential addition to this faction, to this program. They are just there to get mauled by Rhea Ripley.
Whoa, you're hating on Jade's baddies, dude? The return of Jade's baddies?
What are they called? The takeover. The takeover is what they're being called. They can't be baddies if they have been jobbers for a year.
That's me. I'm a
killed by everybody. Like,
I'm not on the thumbnail, and I'm a baddie.
I'll say this: like, it's a better use of them than just what they've been doing before. But I don't think this all of a sudden made them interesting, made them must watch, or anything like that. They're just there to get killed by Rhea.
Look, you could have that opinion for sure. I am, as the SmackDown reviewer, I have been enjoying the build in the sense of how they're progressing it. I like the new wrinkles that Jade says. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make more money in lieu of like CM Punk. I like the attitude that she says, hey, I don't need this business. I am successful without this business. This business needed me, Jade Cargill. When I'm done, this title doesn't mean anything.
You buy any of that?
I kind of do buy that
I
Jade
don't buy
probably
it at
has
all.
bigger aspirations than being a
I don't
WWE
buy
superstar.
the like the WWE needs me angle of it when we're literally across from Rhea frickin' Ripley and
then-
we are across from Rhea Ripley, who I promise you is going to be a bigger crossover star than Jade.
So when Rhea Ripley then replies with that, like, look, I've been giving my life to this business since I was 16 years old. And then she says, I'm willing to do anything I can for this business, but I will not let you disrespect all the other superstars in the locker room like Io. And that belt right there, that belt needs me. It's clear as day it needs me because you're not doing anything with it. And you're like, so the legacy of it is suffering. So I don't need it, but the belt needs me. And I'm like, damn. Let's go. And then Rhea takes the line from Becky Lynch, welcome to the big time, right? So it's quite interesting how they're building this up. Of course, the baddies are being used as fodder because you got to create doubt for Rhea to overcome so many obstacles. It's going to be shenanigan filled. It's the babyface Rhea Ripley's going to overcome Michin, BFAB, and Jade and win. So I don't mind this because I've always wanted Rhea Ripley to be a champion. And this at the same time will give SmackDown a heel faction to work with. We're lacking of heel factions. You can't just have Lash Legend and Nia Jax come in and be the heel faction. The Kabuki Warriors are no longer on SmackDown to do that. And Kiana James and Julia are sure they're their own mid-card faction, but then at the same time, Secret Harvest as well is the other heel faction. So yeah, give me the baddies. Jade and the baddies could run roughshod on SmackDown. They'll do a great job in creating so many opportunities for the mid-card to show up. If Tiffany Stratton ends up being the United States title holder, you could have Michin and BFAB and Jay to be a problem for her, and that'd be great. You need these things, Auntie. You got to have the layers. You know what I'm saying? You got to have layers. Not everybody's going to be the Stephanie and Raquel of your world. So I'm happy that this is not it's filling a void in my mind for SmackDown that it desperately needs. It needs more heels in that world, and converting BFAB and Michin, who aren't doing anything in the mid card anyway, into heels is a plus.
I just feel, Sancho, that this feels like we're building up towards Fastlane, as opposed to building up to WrestleMania. Now, I'm not saying that Stephanie and Liv are particularly doing a WrestleMania build, but they're not really getting an opportunity to be able to build a proper WrestleMania build with the little time that they've been given. It's just interesting to me that one side is getting so much time, and I just don't think they're doing enough with it, and then the other side is getting such little time and slowly moving mountains with it. That's how I perceive it.
Do you ever ask yourself, why is Netflix so stubborn with that 30 minutes?
No clue. Like, you'd think they shouldn't be, right? It's not like we got to tune into the half-hour news that's coming up, you know? Like, it's just so bizarre that they are so dead set on 2.5 hours. Maybe it's I don't know, maybe it's a bandwidth thing. Maybe their servers can't handle a 3-hour VOD. I have no clue.
It blows my mind because it's in the top 10. I see it on my top 10 every once in a while. The Raw does well. And it's so riddled with commercials still at the same time. So it does bring in revenue for Netflix to have commercials. I just feel that 30 minutes would help the Stephanie Vaquer and Liv match so well. But I did like that powerbomb spot they did in Gorilla. That was nasty.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was nasty. And it could be, Santi, at the same time that Stephanie and Raquel and Liv, maybe the WWE doesn't have, it feels like it needs to be more action oriented than Rhea and Jade.
I disagree. I think Rhea Jade needs to be the one that's action oriented. They have no chemistry on the microphone with each other. You're going to be hard pressed to find people on your side on that one.
I'm optimistic for this battle. I think it has the ability to when we talk about CM Punk and Roman in ring, right? We're like, we know what heavy finishers, kickouts, things like that. I think this one's going to be hard hitting. I think Rhea has the ability to work really well with Jade. I'm not predicting better than Raquel and Rhea type of chemistry, not like Brett and Shawn.
Of course. But I am predicting that this will be a match that if you went to go get your glizzy, you'd be sad that you did. Okay. All right. I think Raw has two better women's feuds than Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill, the Women's World Championship, and even AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. I thought the promo was actually pretty solid on Monday Night Raw. I think that was AJ Lee's best promo since coming back.
I need real Becky Lynch here, bro. I don't need Weasley heel Survivor Series War Games Becky Lynch. Give me Lyra Becky Lynch. That's the one that I need. SummerSlam Becky Lynch. Not this one that's afraid of AJ Lee. I want the one that wants to hurt AJ Lee. Do you understand my difference that I'm saying?
I totally get it. Yeah. I felt like we kind of got that here. Right. They were talking to each other like what I said in the review was it felt like we were finally getting adults talking to each other. You didn't have the AJ Lee millennial cadence. Oh, hang on. Type of way that she likes to talk. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying here? We didn't get that AJ Lee, and then we didn't get the rambling lunatic Becky Lynch, like, wait, type of Becky Lynch that we were getting in the initial first encounters between those two. There's like, okay, cool. We have two WWE superstars, two adults finally talking to each other. And it's like, that's all we needed. Just talk to each other normally. And I'm in, because I actually thought that was so much better than everything else that they put together, almost combined, Sancho, in terms of promos.
Becky said it though.
What?
Becky said, you fell for it, you dope. That means it was part of her plan the whole long.
You triggered my trap card. She went full Yu-Gi-Oh on that.
By the way, McDonald's will have a K-pop Demon Hunters collab for Happy Meals. Aren't you excited?
I've never seen K-pop Demon Hunters.
It's on Netflix. It's one of the greatest shows, the movies that they have. I'm surprised they haven't done a crossover with the K-pop Demon Hunters and the WWE.
What about Fortnite? Is there a K-pop Demon Hunters on Fortnite?
Yes, there is.
Nice.
They have seven different skins.
All right. Are Drew McIntyre and Jacob dead? Is that the implication of them following the two stories?
Undead Drew?
Undead Drew versus Undead Fatu. Ooh, there we go. Now we're cooking with fire here. So they were Peter Griffin and the Chicken the whole episode of Friday Night SmackDown, fighting in almost every single backstage segment that they had, culminating with the double death of Drew and Jacob falling off the second story of that building. Conveniently, we couldn't see them land on anything. Kind of crazy. What are the odds? I'm assuming we're getting a major stipulation match here. I kind of want to just sort of pass the buck over to you since you are the SmackDown reviewer. What did you think of this? What did you say about this in the review?
What I enjoyed about it was that it was a running scene, is that it had a beginning, middle, and end, that it was constantly touched upon, and that it's action oriented. We've already gone through so many complaining promos from Drew. We gone through the Jacob All Gas No Breaks promos. It's time for action, and if this is a way to put them on the shelf for a little bit, to let them marinate, to explode into the Sin City fight part 2, sure, I'm for it. I'm for it, and it just shows the intensity of Drew McIntyre, and I like even the details of him having the Triple H gloves, the hand wraps like Triple H. Works really well. Right, it fits his persona really well, especially when rocking the hoodie. And I like the simple notion of, hey, Jacob was supposed to go to the hospital. He got his car wrecked into, but Jacob Fatu didn't go to the hospital. He's a badass, and he went to the ring to beat up Drew McIntyre. Hell yeah. Does this make up for Drew losing the title? No. But at least we don't want to be like an LA Knight or a Gunther or a Lyra and Bailey or a Raquel wondering, are we going to be on the card of Mania, or an Aleister Black? So I'll take it. But I'm hoping that it doesn't end up in a Damian Priest type of scenario where nothing happens to both of them after the Sin City fight. It can't be like you go to Vegas and you're gambling and you're like, well, at least I had fun and I spent $200 and I came out even. No, we need to hit the jackpot here for both of them, because I feel that Jacob Fatu is in a weird spot where he was with Solo, and he had the United States title, and then he said, forget that, don't want it, I want to attack Solo, loses the title, and then just ended up getting the teeth surgery and gave his teeth to Danhausen, and then here we are again trying to figure out where we're going to put Jacob Fatu, right? And you're surprised that he didn't do anything with Roman. He didn't even have that thing where Tama Tonga told Solo, yeah, you're sounding a lot like Roman. We didn't have that moment. with Tama Tonga and Jacob and Solo and all the MFTs. So where does Jacob Fatu? You've been talking about what's the post-Mania for everybody. I don't see post-Mania right here with Drew and Jacob. I do see an ending, but I don't have any confidence in post-Mania because post-Mania and Drew got out of the mid-card from Damian Priest, but then he lost to Damian Priest at Saturday Night's Main Event cage match. But make it make sense. How can your babyface walk out of the cage? The door.
How can you win by going out the door?
We never saw Jesse again.
You know what's funny? Canonically, everyone ran over, all security, Nick Aldis ran over to witness the double death, and just left Randy to potentially kill Matt Cardona even more.
Right. I wish Randy did that. That would have been perfect.
I actually agree.
Like after the air type of segment, this is what happened to Matt Cardona after it. And then Randy's like, wah.
Yeah, wah. I like it. I'm excited for the notion of this match, Sancho. I'd be a lot more excited for it if it didn't have, and I think it sounds like you're on the same boat, if it didn't have the miasma, the dark cloud of how we got here with Drew McIntyre and him losing the WWE Championship so unceremoniously. Had we gotten here a little bit more organically, without, the sacrificial necessity of taking out Drew McIntyre out back, I think I'd be a lot more on board. I'm still on board. Like, it is what it is. Like, we got to move forward from everything that happened with Drew McIntyre and the WWE Championship. I think it's going to be a really fun match. It certainly is requiring a stipulation. Maybe we're looking at actually doing a Hell in a Cell match here. There was rumors of a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. It's been a long time since WrestleMania, since a Hell in a Cell match. Last one was Bad Blood 2024. I think the feud warrants it, and I think this explanation could be like, we can't have you guys taking this fight all over Las Vegas. We have to protect the show. We have to protect the back. We have to protect the city. We have to protect the audience. We have to keep you guys in one place. Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell. Sidebar, we were talking about Randy and Cody. Do you find it interesting that Cody's first words about Randy's heel turn will be at the Pat McAfee show?
Oh, I said that in my live stream. I was very confused by that. I will say, those Pat McAfee show clips, they've landed. Almost every time they've had somebody on the Pat McAfee show to advance.
Cena?
Yeah, Lesnar was on there. Every time they've had a WWE superstar on that Pat McAfee show to advance a story for WrestleMania, Sancho, I think they have batted 100. I think it's always worked. My initial gut reaction was like, why not have the first words be together against one another? And then I remembered, I was like, wait, hang on, this has always worked. So I'm gonna let it play out. I think it's gonna work. What do you think? What did you think about it? What did you think about it?
I mean, I would want my soaps to be on the same programming, man.
I'm with you. That was my initial reaction. I just thought about it a little bit more. I'm like, this has worked every time, actually.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be tuning into it. I'm definitely interested in it, but certainly a not a left field approach for this program. I'll say that. A bit out of left field. All right, let's wrap up some of the other little topics here that we have. We have new tag team champions in Damian Priest and R-Truth. It seems like MFT and Wyatt 6 are still going to continue, but this time just for the lantern. Honestly, I'm glad. If WWE is dead set on continuing MFT and Wyatt 6, great. Let's just remove the titles from this program, put them on Wepa Truth, and allow them to have more traditional tag team matches. Like, I'm not necessarily excited specifically about the prospect of Damian and Truth being tag team champions. What I'm excited for here, Sancho, is the prospect of those tag team championships being back in the ecosystem of regular matches against Los Garzas, against maybe a new heel Motor City Machine Guns, against Fraxium. That's what I want to see. And now that it's out of that vortex, I think we are going to see more of that for the SmackDown tag team division, while MFT and Wyatt 6 can continue to have their brawls over this friggin' lantern.
I still wanted more power. Give me more power.
More power of the lantern?
More power.
So would you not say the power is starting to maybe show when Tama Tonga said, let's give the lantern back. And Solo's like, nah, blah, 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 blah. And it landed with Tama saying, hey, you're starting to sound like Roman. So like the lantern is doing something to Solo.
But give me some more elements, man. Make it like a music, you know what I mean? Like a little boogity. Maybe Danhausen doesn't want to touch it. Oh,
that'd be interesting if Danhausen's like, ew, no.
Like, oh. We need to know that it actually has problem. And I like that Shinsuke is still doing his Shinsuke things in the background, trying to tell Tama Tonga, like, what are you now? You're just holding on to the lantern. So there's something there. I just feel like right now, Solo Sikoa's service is more served best with CM Punk and Roman right now. More than ever. Solo, brother. And then that could cause friction between Solo and the MFTs and Tama Tonga. Because who's part of the bloodline in that faction besides Solo?
Well, Bloodline 2.0 had the Tongans. It did.
But who's on that tree? Take a look. Tree.
Oh, on the actual tree, none of them.
Right?
Yeah, none of them are in the tree proper.
So there you go.
It's just Solo.
So imagine if Solo's like, I gotta go take care of some business, and then he leaves, and that leaves Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, JC Mateo.
Don't you just want to swirl a wine glass when you say JC Mateo?
Yes, absolutely. But that would I think that would be a natural divide, because I think that's what they're doing with Tama Tonga, saying you sound more like Roman. Which, is it a bad thing to be like the tribal chief, the OTC?
I think it is for the Tongans because they went to war with them, right?
Well, then there you go.
Yeah. So I guess we could be leading to something. I'd like to see Solo confront Punk.
I wanted some influencer out there to be like, you need to leave the OTC lifestyle. You know what I mean?
OTC lifestyle.
Did you like how CM Punk goes, I don't need people to acknowledge me?
That was very Solo. That was a very, very Solo moment there from Punk, which is a good thing. All right, we got a couple other more here. Are you interested in Motor City potentially going heel? Johnny?
I am.
Johnny Gargano. Okay. Tell us.
Because, dude, that was a great match between Froxham and Motor City. I was like, okay, we know these guys could go in the ring. I watch them anytime, any day of the week, any venue. And so when they're doing their thing, I'm like, what's missing with Motor City? And I said this when they first appeared on the scene, Santi, that they're very vanilla. Vanilla's fine. I love vanilla flavors. Vanilla ice cream, vanilla Greek yogurt. Vanilla is awesome. Vanilla ice. But what doesn't work in wrestling for me is vanilla pro superstars, and these guys came in and very vanilla. They had nothing going for them. They were just those baby faces that they go, yeah. So eventually, now that we're adding a wrinkle to it with the Poison Pixie, the Candice LeRae, a faction with Johnny Gargano and Motor City, all could work. That could be awesome, and that could be the lifeline that Johnny Gargano kind of needs. And I like the fact that Chris Sabian has no idea what's happening behind his back, and Alex Shelley does. Because he was the only one that saw the interference of Candice, and he has that look. Like, for some reason, Alex is actually doing a great job in this angle, a lot more than I expected. And I'm happy that they're able to do some drama and some WWE storylines for Motor City. This is, I feel like, the first time they actually had something. From the last time they had them, they were like, oh, I don't want to face the Wyatts. You face the Wyatts, Pretty Deadly. That's the only thing that they had with Motor City. And now that they're having something on their own, huge W. It's a huge benefit for me. There was a lot of things in that SmackDown I felt like, oh, okay, well, at least we get a turn, a twist, a flavor, a seasoning. And you ever had something you're like, you know what, it needs a little salt. And adding Candice LeRae was that little salt that Motor City needed.
If this was the Vince McMahon era, Alex Shelley and Candice LeRae would definitely be having an affair. I just know if we were in the 2010s or 2000s or the Attitude Era, this would be an affair storyline.
Show the locker room that says Motor City. The door opens. Candice LeRae comes out. Oh, the door closes.
1,000,000%.
And then Chris Sabian comes, just like, what was all that about? And Alex Shelley goes, nothing. Yeah, there you go. Here it is. I wrote that.
Raging piss. Da, da.
No, quit it. But I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed the. Yeah. What do you think of R-Truth and Damien? I know that you said it's great that, get the titles off of them. If it's going to be for Lantern and Mania, that's fine. For MFTs, what about the Wepa King and R-Truth. R-Truth liked my post, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm not necessarily excited about them specifically being champions. It's just I'm more excited about the titles being in a more traditional ecosystem that opens up the door.
Is it traditional if they're both singles, though?
Sure it is. Yeah, because that's about as traditional as it is for the tag team division for WWE. It's always single stars that they've just paired together. It's more traditional in the sense that it's not going to be in a faction warfare that has a prize that seemed more important to everybody than the titles, which was the lantern, which it even was showcased in the actual match, by the way, where they focused their attention on protecting the lantern as opposed to the actual match.
Did you see R-Truth picking up JC Mateo?
Clean AA. Yeah, man. That was impressive. Very impressive.
Damn.
We have Sami Zayn getting booed, which I think is funny after the weeks of destroying water bottles, innocent water bottles. The Pied Piper came collecting because in came Trick Willie with a glass of water and he threw it on Sami Zayn in the name of all the water bottles. All heroes must wear lemon pepper steppers, Sancho. That was what an interesting dichotomy. We talked about Randy getting loved and Cody getting booed. We have another similar situation here where, dude, Trick. If it's Trick and Sammy, Trick is getting all the love here over Sami Zayn. You can already sense it.
But then we're responsible for the heel turn. Because Sammy's been doing everything right. And we're feeding into his notion of look at Randy who's doing everything wrong. And he's getting cheered. And look at me. Look at me, Santi. I'm doing everything right. And I get booed.
Good. If that's the catalyst for a Sami Zayn character transformation, then I think we're long past due here, Sancho. Long past due.
Is he taking over the Kevin Owens role? If Kevin Owens can't be around?
He could play the Kevin Owens role. I think so. I think he absolutely could play the Kevin Owens role. I wouldn't mind that. Would you?
Do you think we got Trick Willie versus Sammy at WrestleMania?
Yes, I think that's going to be a WrestleMania match. I've noticed recently, when we're seeing like little micro feuds where I'm like, oh, is this the Mania match? They're just like, and next week, like they did with Io here and Raquel. I thought Io Raquel was gonna. Yeah, I thought that was gonna be a Mania match. By the way.
Yeah, I agree.
But they haven't. It doesn't seem like that's gonna be the play here with Sammy and Trick. They are. Trick is like, nope, I'm not. I don't want a match. I'm good. I'm just chilling. I'm just watching. So it does seem like they are very purposefully keeping them away from having a match until WrestleMania. And I think that should be a WrestleMania match. Those are two big names, an up-and-comer and Trick Williams, Sami Zayn. Give them 10 minutes. They'll put on a fun match.
Does Trick win?
He should. One, that's an up-and-coming star, and this is a rare situation where the loss might actually be more valuable to the character transformation of Sami Zayn than a win. So I think it's actually a rare win-win situation here for Trick to win. I think it's win-win for both of them if Trick wins. So you should absolutely have Trick winning. There should be a year, man, where if you have Javon, Trick, and Oba on the card, they should all three win. That'd be a really cool vote of confidence for this new class of NXTers.
I want someone to go to whatever next Mania or Raw, whatever, and have a water bottle sign. Yeah.
I
just
like
a big water bottle.
All
Maybe
right.
a Prime bottle if they wanted to.
Oh.
Hey, what happened to the Prime bottle cart? I haven't seen it in a while.
Maybe they're not longer sponsoring it. I don't know.
Wow.
Or is it just PLEs? I thought it was just PLEs.
No. That thing was every time. It was always there.
Okay. I did remember seeing it like at Survivor Series when I was there. The Prime card was definitely there. I put a bet on whether or not the Prime card would get tipped over on that show. It didn't, unfortunately. But yeah, it definitely wasn't on the Royal Rumble card because that has its own sponsor, Riyadh Seasons. They're never at the Saudi shows. Elimination Chamber, was it there? I don't remember.
My question for you is Speed involved in Mania? This is an early instance for Speed at WWE and random Raw unannounced, essentially.
Yeah, I think so, especially because they left the curse open-ended. They didn't pay it off on that episode, right? So I think, okay, it means we get Speed for at least another week, whether it's on Raw or on SmackDown, to pay off the curse here. Yes, I do think that we get speed. You know, WWE loves their celebrity involvements as much as they can, wherever they can get it. We had Speed doing that video that did really well, like 10 million views with Randy Orton with the training to become a wrestler. His last appearance at the Royal Rumble maybe did like the most insane numbers that I've seen a wrestling clip do. It continues to do numbers even today because it's one of the most popular wrestling gifs that you can find. So WWE knows that this guy's money, and WrestleMania needs some help, and I think they know it.
Interesting crop of celebrities to push Mania this year. Jelly Roll and Speed.
Jelly and Speed, man.
Huh.
Two opposite worlds, both big draws in their respective worlds, because a lot of people will say, well, Jelly doesn't draw. Jelly's a big deal in his pocket of the universe. Speed is a massive deal in his pocket of the universe. Yeah, it is an interesting crop for sure. Very interesting crop. Shall we get to new heat order, sir?
Do we get to new heat order?
May I order a new heat order, please?
New heat order. Wow. Where is my pen,
Don't leave.
Sir? Don't leave.
I knew people were leaving.
People always like to leave. All right, here we go. For those of you who don't know, new heat orders, the heat, the buzz, the excitement, show to show kind of ranking that we do, and at the end of the year we reveal the new heat order. Who was the new heat order last year? Was it John? It was John Cena, I believe. It had to be John. It had to be John, considering it was his retirement. Here's a new heat order at number 11, Danhausen. Number 10, Bailey. Number 9, Penta. Number 8, CM Punk. Number 7, Roman Reigns. Number 6, Paul Heyman. Number 5, Chuck Willie. Number 4, Brock Lesnar. Number 3, Cody Rhodes. Number 2, Oba Femi. Number 1, Randy Orton. Fresh off the heel turn. Who is the new heat order this week, folks? Santi at number 11, Danhausen.
Of course, as always.
Okay. Always. Don't want to get cursed. Danhausen.
Just for Goose Lesnar, number 11 has a point of 0. Just to clarify,
Yeah.
Doesn't give points.
Yes, Goose Lesnar will understand that. Now it will mess up his entire algorithm that he stays up all day. Do you know who's our number 1 match club person?
No.
I think it's John Cena.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Because he's the GOAT.
You know who I'm going to rat you out to?
Who?
Dominic Mysterio.
Go ahead. It doesn't matter. You want to know why? Because I could probably beat up Dominic Mysterio. You can't touch Oba. You can't touch Oba.
How dare you, sir, besmirch Dominic Mysterio?
I could beat up Dom. I am bigger and stronger than... I got like 50 pounds on Dom.
You were his favorite. What's wrong with you?
I still love him. It's just what you're trying to make me scared of him. I'm not scared of Dom.
I'm gonna rat you out, Dom. You know what you may not be hurt physically by Dom, but you know what? One thing he will do,
dude, he probably roast pretty good.
No, he will break your heart.
He will break my heart. Don't go breaking my heart.
And that, my friend, you can't recover from. You can't recover from a broken heart, Santi, because Dom can't recover from a broken heart.
Dude, you're not going to be able to recover from a severed vertebrae from your body, all right? Because that's what's going to happen when I rat you out to Oba. He is going to Mortal Kombat fatality you.
Look, I have to point this out as well. Finn Balor chasing up Dom.
They didn't do it for you?
No.
Maybe we do need the demon.
But do you know why?
Why?
Because Dom's never been afraid of Finn Balor, and they never showed that this is a different Finn Balor. He looks like the same Finn Balor that he was with Judgment Day. And that Finn Balor is not strong. That Finn Balor always had tit for tat like beef with Dom, and they would go back and forth, but it's not this. It doesn't have the same kind of like, why is Dominic Mysterio running away type of scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like Finn Balor, the Finn Balor that people want. I still think this is the Finn Balor that hit 6 finishers at Damian Priest and didn't win. That's the Finn Balor. That's the Finn Balor that I see in front of me. That's the Finn that I see in front of me. There's nothing different from Finn Balor. It sucks. It hurts my heart. And I don't think Finn Balor's doing a great job of selling that he doesn't want to hurt JD. You know, he's walking in like a babyface that has no history between him and Dom. Does that make sense?
I hear you.
Like he beat up JD with no remorse. Whereas if you look how the Judgment Day, when they booted out Finn Balor, there was a lot of hesitation. There was a like, we don't want to do this, but you're making us do this type of sadness and emotions from Liv, Raquel, and JD. There was anger, but when Finn Balor comes in and throws JD over the outside, throws against the LED, I see nothing there that goes, oh man, this is hurting Finn Balor, or this is making Finn Balor pissed. No, he's coming out, and was the crowd pop there? Am I crazy? Was it not as like crazy as you thought it would be?
I definitely thought it'd be crazier. I don't think it landed as well as it probably should have.
I still feel that and I said this a long time ago, and I felt like people were judging me because I said you can't build Finn Balor off of Dominic Mysterio. And this is my first instance of proof, Your Honor, that you can't build Finn Balor off the back of Dominic Mysterio without having Finn Balor change.
The Demon.
So he's not on the list.
Okay. All right. So then who is our number one? Who had the Srig?
I mean, Randy okay.
This might be Oba. This one might be Oba and Lesnar. I still think that's the most interesting thing that happened this week specifically. I think it was the most entertaining thing on Raw, and I look at SmackDown, and Randy's beatdown of Mark Cardona was not as nasty as it probably should have been, and his promo didn't work at turning the crowd. So I think the most successful needle movers this week were Oba and Brock.
Okay. Oba at 1 and Brock at 2?
I would do that, yeah. Oba 1, okay. Brock 2.
Brock / Paul Heyman.
Sure, yeah. And then I think you can slot in Randy. I think Randy at 3.
You are right. When Paul was saying overrated wannabe ruler, I was like, whoa.
Dangerous, right? Dangerous waters.
Dangerous waters. And all of a sudden they're like, yeah. That's a lot of ammo for people that don't like Oba. Not me, of course. I'm on the train.
General admission. No meals on this train. You had to bring your own.
Still on the train. You ever seen Snowpiercer?
I have seen Snowpiercer. Yeah, you're in the bag eating the bars of cockroaches?
Still on the train, bro.
Dude, I'm in the front. I got my own aquarium. I got daily
What happens
sushi.
at the end of the movie? What happens at the movie, Santi?
I guess the poor people take over the train.
The back of the train takes over the front of the train with Chris Evans. Number 4.
You know, there's a show, Snowpiercer, now. They made it into a show. Yeah. Anyways. Number 4.
Damien, Drew. I'm right in the world of R-Truth, Damien, Jacob. Maybe Stephanie and Liv here. Stephanie Raquel.
I like Stephanie and Liv to definitely be on the list. I think Jade and Rhea are not on it.
Okay. Any love for the Irresistible Forces? I
love
their new finisher.
No, I like them. I like them. I like the 2 weeks of disqualifications and probably another one here coming up at Madison Square Garden. Not doing
the Bella Twins, dude. The
Bella clones. They're far more interesting as clones. They're far more interesting as clones. The Bella clones.
Any love for Penta defeating Dom?
Oh, I didn't like that he won in a roll up.
Okay.
You know what? Give me Stephanie. No, okay. Jey Uso. There's a lot of conversation about he the tribal chief? You know, he's giving orders.
Okay, Roman, CM Punk then, or
Jey first? I would put Jey first. I'm a little bit more.
Is Jey in your thumbnail or your title?
No, he's gonna be in the thumbnail.
Okay, but is he in your title?
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Punk, Roman, Jey. Stephanie Liv.
Roman. Okay. I like this. CM Punk, Roman. No love for Jimmy. I want to tell Jimmy that you don't love him.
You can say the Usos if you want. Toss Jimmy in there. All right, that's how many have we gotten? 8.
We have 4 more slots.
Okay.
Any love for Damien and R-Truth, the Wepa Truth?
You can put them as a tag team. Yeah, they won. That was cool.
At 10? At 10?
Yeah, put them at 10.
At 10.
Put them at 10. Put them at 10.
The Wepa Truth. Dun dun dun. Sounds like a YouTube series.
The
What's up,
Wepa
everybody?
will set you free.
Welcome to the Wepa Truth. All right. 7, 8, and 9. You said Stephanie and Liv, so we're gonna put Stephanie and Liv.
Leaves us with 9.
Leaves us with 9, sir. You know what? We didn't bring it up in the pod, but I don't like the Grande blending of the universes. It's so confusing.
Keep it in Mexico. Keep it in Mexico.
Keep it in Mexico because when Grande Americano is kissing babies and saying awesome speeches where he said Mexico is not a color or where you're born, it's a culture.
Dude, I love the line of a Mexican can be born wherever he damn well pleases. Oh, I love
Hell
that
yeah,
line,
dude,
man.
right? Pretty damn cool, right? And then he comes back and I know it's on commercial and he cuts a promo about I am the original Grande Americano way. You're like, okay, you're like, all right. And we're back to you being a surface level heel. And then what's confusing is they constantly bring it up and it's part of the storyline here. And then you cheer OG and OG's like, I'm going to tell you in my language. Gracias. You're just like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, it's so much more interested in Mexico. Way more interested in what's going on over there.
But why do they keep showing it is my question on the main product if it's different. Like, isn't that weird to you?
I think it is weird. I 100% agree that is weird. Yeah. Okay, we still need 9 here.
And then you have, hey, we are Americanos. Like, oh no.
Bésame el culo.
Stop it. And now you can see clear as day who they are because it's like their mass is getting bigger and bigger because they have to talk. Okay, number 9. Any love for
Speed?
Jacob? Yeah, even though Drew and Jacob possibly perished and died, you want Speed. What about Jelly Roll? Great promo with Randy. Come on.
That was great.
And he has a match with great slam poetry with Kit Wilson.
Dang, okay. Maybe
Jelly
Wepa
Roll.
Truth is not on this.
Okay.
It might be Jelly Roll 9, and then at 10, can we just cheat and put Drew / Jacob?
Wow, no love for Speed. I'm going to tell him. All right. Damian. Jacob and Drew. What manager is doing their best job right now? Adam or good old Magnus?
Probably Adam, technically, I'd say. It sounds like he signed Oba, so I'd say that's a managerial win.
That's a good point. Good point. All right, here's your list for the new order. At number 11, Danhausen. Number 10, we have Drew and Jacob. Number 9, we have Jelly Roll. Number 8, Liv Morgan. Number 7, Stephanie Vaquero. Number 6, Usos. Number 5, Roman Reigns. Number 4, CM Punk. Number 3, Randy Orton. Number 2, Brock and Paul. And number 1, Oba. Question for you. If the Bloodline's coming back, does Punk call in for reinforcements?
Who? He's a lone wolf, man.
He's a lone wolf, but he does have friends from the other side.
Who? I'm asking you, who? Who's the other side? Little Ethan Page. Oh, Ricky Saints? I don't know. I don't think so. Don't see it. God, it's such a good theme. Anyways, maybe not. I don't think so. I think the play is CM Punk versus the world. If he has equalizers, I don't think it hits as well.
I agree.
All right, let's bring it home, folks. Thank you very much for watching this episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. An extra special thank you goes out to our $15 patrons. They are the producers of the show, and as such, get their names read out on the air. So big shout out goes to Daddy Dom was Rob, Justice for Dirty Dom, 414 Russ, 8 letters, 1 word, Pressure, Toasty, Eos Alguero, Acknowledge the Pressure, Active D4C, Aco 4559, Abreem Zuda, Alex Regal, Alex, Alfie the Chosen One, Amelik, American Nightmare, Cody Lane, Zoolander, Anthony Blaze, Antony, Erics, Ariel Pacheco, Arrogance, Arturo Gonzalez, Ashley Reynolds, Ashlyn Poole, Ozzy Kingslayer, Austin the Pressure Theory, Avada Wepa, Baldy, Ben Phillip, B Hostile, Blaine, Blenda, Blue Cord, Bluefish, Brad Davis, Braden Primo, Brody Cyphers, Bronk Legsner, Ponytail Bitch, Brian Gallardo, Bubba the Big Fella, Bunny Swag, Cameron Waring, Cameron Talks, WWE, Carlito, KCR, CB, Chad, Chainsterhausen, Chandler Swinford, Chew Poppy, Chris Butner Lucas, Chris Kyle, Christian Anderson, Christopher Patterson, Chucky Gonzalez, Colby Mayo, Connor Harris, Cool Whip Tim, Connor Dingleberries, Cucumber in the Bum, Damian Martinez, Dan Schuberth, Darth Squiggles, Dojan Salgado, Derek Barnhart, Dirty Dom for Undisputed Champion 2026, DJ Bates, D. Lopez, Dominic DeCoco, Drake Hughley, Dylan, Eagle Steve, Egg Toast, El Juan de Americano, El Joshi, Eric Ruiz Romero, Ethan Richardson, It's Santi, Point at Laugh, and Sancho, ha 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 ha. Isach, Eileen Ulick, nice. Finn Ballers, Demon Dong, Fletcher Walpole, FMFCMA, Foster JK, Freddie Trejo, Freelance Hot Takes, Frenzy Wrestling, Freezer, Fugnux, Gaming Nerd 315, Gibby the Pressure Finisher, the Pressure Fresher, sorry, Gilbert Deans, Glass Eater, Godspeed, Goonhausen, Goose Lesnar, GXA Man, Heath Robertson, Hey Shakes, I ate Wepa Fruit, I was Rawhausen, it was Loudhausen, I'm Rick James, bitch. Ian Keltz, Ilya Dragunuts, Magic, Isaiah Schaffer. Issa says week 15 of asking Santi to pay for my WrestleMania ticket. It's Mista, it's Bogey, it's Astro Kid.
Why don't you pay for the ticket?
I don't have $40,000 in my pocket. Jack Gibley, Jack Harris, Jacob Dorn, Jacob Mueller, Jacob Saffel, James Armand, James Smith, Jared Hernandez, Jason Flint, Jason Vane, Jason Didios, Javier Rodriguez, Jack Steller, Javion McDuffie, JC Worley, Jeremiah Alston, Jeremiah Finley, Jeremiah Kelly, Jahihi, Jojo. I don't know why I said Jojo. It's just Joe. Joe Benitez, Joe Exotic, Joe Velez, Joey Romig, Jonathan Cox, Johnny Owens, Jordy Marte, Jose Oliveira, Josue Navarro, Juan Lamelli, Juan Vega, Julian Dean, Juliana Sarfi, Julian Wainwright, Jr., Justin Brooks, Justin Perkins, Justin Russell, Caleb Martin. Keep Sancho's name at your effing mouth. Kevin Vega, Kevin Clark, Kilo.
We're barely in the K's. Good Lord.
Yeah, KJT, Cody Barker, Christopher Gutierrez, LA Nighthausen, Lawrence Richard, Lemon Wepa Precious Steppas, Liam Lil Shifu, Living Illusion, Logan Ward. Look, it's Pac-Man Wepa, Loki, not ready for Oiled Up Santi, Luis Jimenez, Luisito El Calvo, Majed, Mal, showing you and making you feel the pressure. Mark, Marnie, Winey, SM, Mason, Matthew Oberg, Mossy, Mackay, Michael Morname, Michael the Third, Miguel Paredes, Minoru Suzuki is goated, Muhammad Albanai, Nathan Tully, Nicholas Protopapas, Nicholas Kyle, Nicholas M, Nihilus, Nico Vance Refrigeration, NyQuil Pad, Norden, Oba Wins or We Riot, Obi Nobi, Oil Up Now Santi, Old Man Rican, Old Phil Housen, Oliver Hammonds, Omar Ghazawi, Oscar M's, OV1 Kenobi, Pat R, Pat McMark.
Dude, over 81,000 views on your tweet.
Oh God! Well, now the patrons will know where the tweet came from because they get this 3 days early.
Get ready to oil up soon. The gif of Big E. What's people are confused. Benjamin's oil up gif. Some men just want to watch the world burn. Santi putting hits on people now. Brother, this is Jelly and Randy's gonna see this one. Yeah.
Oh boy.
You fell into my trap, Santi.
Peyton Muzzleman. Penta will be world champion before LA Knight. Philip Dumas, Frody, Prince Vegeta, Puppets Maker Johnson, randomly chosen. Rangadog, Reiner, Reaper God, Red Hot Webba Bebbas, Rick Mar, 1R, Ricky Dutcher, Rose City Savage, Roy Alexander, Ryan Halberg, Ryan Munez, Ryan Spradley, Riley, Sadie Brink, Salty Dad. Sancho doesn't like donating to charities. Sancho, just a quick reminder, you're not allowed. Santi secretly wants to oil up. Santi, you saved my life in 2024. Sauce God, Saudi Rick Boogs, Savage Field, Scott Linden, Shane, Sean Sampson, Shitsi Nakamura, Sir Kate, Skylar Brasher, Slayer, Smog, Soy Sauce Soto, Spectro Santana, Stay True, Sugar Shane, Super Malachi Galaxy, Take a Shot every time Sancho says good ol', the original Second City Saint, the Patriot owns the Chargers, Vancouver Rim Job, the LA Knight Mega Glazer, Jacob Koof is the final boss, Tom Lehman, Tom Dodd, Trevor Harder. Shout out to the guy whose life I saved in 2024. I'm glad you're still around with us, my friend. Trevor Shiflett, Turner Dahl, Tycho, Tyler Bouchard, Tyler Logan, Tyler McGarry, Undead T, Unknown Zero, Utah Beach, Vegan Penguin, Venom D. Tyler, Verdzo, Voidsy, Wade, Juan Pablo III, Wayne Heiser, Wayne, Wepa My Truth Poppy, what? Okay. Don't tell me what to do. White Mexican, Wody, William Newton, Wyatt, Zex Mira, Yo Girl Side, Zach Griffin, Zachary Rhodes, Zach Butcher, Zay2K, Zeke Love, Zergzito, and BBNJ, and gracias. Thank you guys for supporting the Wrestling is Cool podcast the way that you have. Everybody, take care, be wonderful people, and goodbye.